Act 1 of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 2, by Thomas Durfee. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Epistle Dedicatory. To the Right Honourable Charles, Earl of Dorset and Middlesex, Lord Chamberlain of their Majesties' household, and Knight of the most noble order of the Garter, etc. My Lord, as in old times when wit had flourished long, and Rome was famous for poetic song, the learned bards did round Maecenas throng, to him, as wit's dictator, brought their store, and standard that best tried the Muses' oar. So in our Albion, though her bards are few, yet each one covets a dictator too. And for Maecenas, fix, my lord, on you. You, like the famous Indian gourd, are set, under whose shade fits cool each pygmy wit, free from the railing critics' blasting heat. Let the rich spring flow clear or be impure. Fenced with your name the poet is secure. Your wit's a sanctuary, where each one is safe that wisely does for refuge run. The roving Icarus in poetry by you is levelled when he soars too high. By judgment's rules and awful sense reclaimed, the wild high flyer is to nature tamed. Nor does the grovelling muse crawl off ashamed, but by your mild reproof his faults discern. Made fit for fame, if not too proud to learn, each genius still is by your candour prized, the great not flattered, nor the less despised. For as great Maro, Naso, Flaccus may in your indulgent beams with freedom play, so Bavius too, and Mavius uncontrolled, may bask about, and graced with smiles be bold. O boundless glory, yet for ease too great, anxious though praised, and restless in its state. Wit's fate and that of sovereignties the same. Both sit high-crowned, both plagued by too much fame. As courtiers for preferment teasing come, and at the levee throng a monarch's room, so when Apollo crowns a darling son, the lesser tribe will all be pushing on to get a scion of his sacred bays, to plant their credit in succeeding days. Thus your renown, your trouble does increase. Less great, my lord, you had been more at ease, like heroes who to war unsummoned come, if less courageous had been safe at home. A common fate best suits with common clay, stamped off in haste upon the first essay. But poets are no products of a day. Kings reign by conquest, choice, or right of birth. Soldiers get fame, and grandees share the earth. But wit's a prize so rare, there scarce appears one mighty Dorset in 1,000 years. And then, too, heaven that knows the gift is great, thinks one enough to honour the whole state. Thus are the two great blessings, wit and love, kept as sublimest, with most care above. Heaven grants us sparingly of both a taste, one rarely found, and t'other not to last. Lest the weak mortal in his ecstasy, like the first man, may know too much and die, yet has this nice forbidden fruit, which heaven from millions keeps, to you been frankly given. You have, my lord, a patent from above, and can monopolize both wit and love. Inspired and blessed by heaven's peculiar care, adored by all the wise and all the fair, to whom the world united give this due, best judge of men, and best of poets too. Please to permit me then, as all the rest of Muses' sons already have addressed, thus for your patronage to make appeal, the last attending, but the first in zeal. Let but this play the usual grace receive, and if your generous breath says, "Let it live," Don Quixote then is fixed in deathless glory, and Sancho on the stage is famous as in story. Which is, my lord, the humble suit of your lordship's most obliged and eternally devoted servant, T. Durfee. Prologue.
This sultry season, which was wont to clear the town of all the friends we hold most dear, believe me, we are very glad to see you here. The wits that now defy their god the sun, proof gainst his beams, to see Don Quixote run. Such miracles have he and comic Sancho done. Faith, since good nature did your hearts inspire to use us kindly once, don't let it tire. But let our second merry scenes be graced with your united praise as were our last. If you object the weather is too hot, the world is in a ferment, think of that. Heroes abroad sweat for the glorious day, and I am sure you cannot choose but say that 'tis much safer sweating at a play. For in the main, vast difference will appear 'twixt those that sweat for pleasure or for fear. Well then, 'tis time to doubt you were unjust, since you have been so civil to our first. For those abroad as well as here at home, to see our last, we thank 'em all. All have come, soon to oblige us from the bath have stayed, the unteeming wife and the green sickness maid. Such sport has been, it seems, in what we played. From Richmond some, where crowds of beauty dwells, nay, the cits have left their darling Epsom well, and jogged from them to us like honest men, upon their trotting pads of 3 £10. Then we have had some of the black coats too, men skilled in books, that our Don Quixote knew, that, fearing to be found out at a play, sat in the pit in coats of iron grey. In short, 'tis plain we all degrees have had their money too, for which we are not sad. And if you please to favor us once more, to encourage you, the poet just now swore, this is a better play than that before.
Dramatis Personae.
Duke Ricardo, Grandee of Spain, read by Greg Giordano.
Gardenia, a witty young gentleman, his companion and friend, read by Beeswax Candle.
Ambrosio, a young student of Salamanca and kinsman to the Duke, an inveterate enemy to women ever since his dear friend Chrysostom died for love of Marcella, read by Red Run.
Don Quixote, a frantic gentleman of the Mancha, who ran mad with reading books of chivalry, and supposes himself a knight-errant, read by Todd.
Manuel, steward to the Duke, a pleasant, witty fellow, who with Pedro and the page manages all the designs used in the following Don Quixote, read by Zach Martin.
Pedro Recio, a doctor of physic and assistant to Manuel in fooling Don Quixote, read by Rick Cordray.
Bernardo, chaplain to the Duke, a positive testy morose fellow, read by Larry Wilson.
Diego, a rough, ill-natured, vicious fellow, master of the Duke's game and chief shepherd, in love with Marcella, read by Alan Mapstone.
Page to the Duke, another witty young fellow, an agent in the fooling of Don Quixote, read by Inkel.
Sancho Panza, squire to Don Quixote, a dull, heavy country booby in appearance, but in discourse dry, subtle, and sharp, a great speaker of proverbs, which he blunders out upon all occasions, though never so absurd or far from the purpose. Read by Adrian Stevens.
Duchess, a merry, facetious lady, that perpetually diverts herself with the extravagant follies of Don Quixote and Sancho. Read by Shrimpfish.
Lucinda, wife to Cardenio, her companion. Read by Jen Broda.
Marcella, a young, beautiful shepherdess of Cordova, extremely coy and averse to men at first, but afterwards passionately in love with Ambrosio. Read by Avaí.
Donna Rodriguez, woman to the Duchess, antiquated, opinionated, and impertinent. Read by Nina Lilly.
Teresa Pancha, wife to Sancho, a poor clownish countrywoman. Read by Sonia.
Mary, her daughter, a ramping, ill-bred dowdy. Read by Lynette Calkins.
Flora, first countrywoman. Read by Winterberry.
Risota, read by Brian Fullen.
Messenger, read by Epachuco.
Clown, read by Alan Mapstone.
His Wife, read by Agnes Robert Bear.
Crier, read by Bryce Grice.
Taylor, read by John Hunter.
Gardener, read by Brian Fullen.
Constable, read by Helia.
Cantor, read by Jesse Percival.
Woman, read by Michelle Eaton.
Small Man, Mike O'Reilly.
Stage directions, read by Winifred Assman. The Comical History of Don Quixote, Act 1, Scene 1. Enter Ambrosio, Manuel, Pedro.
So, gentlemen, are all things in order for the Duke's design of entertaining this whimsical knight-errant?
They are, sir. Every servant in the house answers to his cue as readily as if he had been brought up in a theatre.
We find no one tardy in the business but Diego, the Duke's master of the shepherds, who we hear has almost lost his wits for love, and the coxcomb grows every day so moped with it that he neglects all other business.
There's something in that fellow more than ordinary. A swarth complexion, hot and saturnine. You had best look to him, Master Steward, for I know him to be of a mischievous nature, and not honest. Farewell. I must go seek the Duke, who is gone to the grove just by the park side yonder, to meet Don Quixote and bring him to his castle.
Have they lodged the knight, then?
'Twas all the work of the neighborhood to watch his motion. Sancho, we hear, was sent of an errand to Toboso this morning, but about what we know not, and the knight stays yonder, waiting for his coming. Farewell. You had best make haste home before, to get all things in readiness.
Exit Ambrosio.
I intend it, sir. Come, doctor, we shall have rare sport.
Staff, is it possible the frenzy should still be so strong upon the fool? 'Tis not above a month since a brother of my profession told me that he had ministered to him at his house, and had great hopes of his cure.
There was such a report indeed. The manner of his ridiculous enchantment, and bringing home in a cage too, is very authentic. But Sancho and he one night made a shift to give 'em all the slip, and this is now his second sally.
And in good time he undertakes it to give the Duke and the Duchess diversion. Come, let's be gone, that I may be ready for my part in the scene.
The chaplain must not know of it.
Exeunt. Enter Diego Solus.
What are their frolics and their sports to me, that have a burning fever in my breast, that hourly consumes me? I know no master now, but raging passion, nor own obedience, but to love's great power, and my heart's murderess, the adored Marcella, whom to enjoy I'll hazard credit, fortune, Nay, venture at once my soul and body's ruin, and ne'er believe that I can pay too dear.
Pulls out a letter and muses. Re-enter Ambrosio.
I've missed the Duke and Duchess strangely, who, I believe, are gone the left-hand way over the paddock. How now? Who have we here? Diego, the chief shepherd? This is the loving fool they lately talked of. I'll stay a little to observe him.
Absconds behind.
This letter here shows me the road to happiness, which is just sent me from a trusty friend that I employed to watch her evening haunts, and now 'tis done effectually.
Reads.
No, she's the proudest of her sex, as well as the most beautiful, and therefore shuns all conversation with ours, and generally with her own. Therefore, to indulge her humour, I have observed her several evenings together to walk alone, exactly about 7, in the myrtle grove that joins to the ambassador's garden, where at the aforesaid hour you may securely seize her. I would assist ye, but the ambassador is this minute sent for to court. But at my return I expect the pleasure to hear that you are revenged upon that proud beauty that so long has tortured ye. The account of which action will give a secret pleasure to your faithful friend, etc. The action. Oh, how my heart leaps in my breast to think on't. Remorse avaunt. I am resolved this evening to force the scornful fair to quench my flame, and glut my love with the sweet spoils of beauty.
Exit Diego.
Here's a pretty business going forward. Why, what a damned wolf or satyr of a fellow have I discovered here among the sheepcotes. In love, did they say? Ay, this is the very devil of a lover. A most admirable monster, to justify my quarrel to the sex. This sort of corydons, now, would fit the female devillings. Damn 'em, I'll take no notice on it. No usage can be bad enough for 'em. But hold, is that resolution like a gentleman? Does it consist with honour? Pox on it! Would chance had never led my feet this way. Now I'm a greater villain than the ravisher, if I permit the mischief. 'Tis so, and I must prevent it. In spite of rancour, she shall succour find. I'll save her honour, though I hate her kind.
Exit. Enter Don Quixote, solus.
All that I had, as once young Phaeton, the rule of the bright chariot of the sun, that I might whip the hours into more speed, or for a minute could disarm the furies, to give one good smart lash to lagging Sancho, whom I this morning sent, with a love message, to my adored and charming Dulcinea. Post on, ye sluggish minutes, run, dull squire, and let thy thoughts inform thy heavy heels, the longings of my soul. In the meantime, here in this grotto, rest thou, load of love, think on thy lovely charmer, and let thy amorous soul send forth no other sound but Dulcinea. Oh, Dulcinea!
Exit. Enter Sancho.
Yonder he lies, and as melancholy as a cat in a church steeple, expecting my return. And now, good brother Sancho, be pleased to go on with your design. And since you don't like the message you're sent about, let's see how your wit can bring you off. Let me see. Your maggot-pated master, Don Quixote, sends you to Toboso, to the Princess Dulcinea. Very good. Did you ever hear of any such princess, Sancho? No. Or has your master ever seen such? Neither. Why, then, your errand appears to be but a kind of mad whimsy, Sancho. No doubt on't. Well, then, what remedy? Why, thus, brother, if your master can fancy princesses where none e'er were, windmills to be giants and flocks of sheep, armies, and say every foot that his sight is beguiled by enchantments, 'twill be as easy for you to take the next comer, Sancho, and persuade him to believe 'tis the radiant Dulcinea.
Enter two country wenches.
Come, cousin Ricotta, prithee come along. Uds Lidikins, I'll be hanged if the bride ben't gone to church before we can get thither.
Why, prithee, how can that be, fool, when Father Yodelay the priest and Gaspar the piper are just gone before us?
Pshaw, that's all one. The holy cormorant has been at breakfast already. He has devoured half a turkey and drank a bottle of Malaga this morning, so that he has nothing to do till dinner but to chop up mass and see him joined according to custom.
He see him joined according to custom? Why, how now, you plaguey hoyden, you? D'ye make a pimp of the priest?
Sancho, aside.
Why, how now, you young pert baggage? A pimp of a priest? Why, is that such a miracle? This comes as pat as I could wish. These are two rare jades for my purpose.
What ails thee, slouch? Can't you go on your way? I spoke to my cousin Flora. I did not meddle with you, swag-belly.
It shall be so, faith, and this shall be the Princess Dulcinea, Godsuckers, and this other dowdy here shall be her waiting woman. Ha, ha, ha.
Sancho stops him.
What's the matter with the paunch? What ails the bristle-chops? Can't you let us go and be hanged?
Till my lord Don Quixote has kindled his amorous taper at the glowworm rays of your lady and princess there, not for the world, my dear Linda Brights.
What lady? What princess? What a Dickens? Is the booby mad?
Therefore appear, thou mirror of knight-errantry. Here is thy queen, here is thy Dulcinea, moon of thy hopes, north star of thy desires, shining with all her fiery beams upon thee.
Enter Don Quixote.
'Twas Sancho's voice, and see, yonder he stands. Welcome, thou blessed, thou longed-for messenger. Well, and what success, good friend, huh? Was the god of love compassionate?
Success, Spud! Kneel, kneel, sir, oons, are you blind? Why, there she is, sir, the princess, the peerless Dulcinea, the grand Toboso, the silver trumpet of renown, the firearms of beauty, and the touch-hole of love, attended by the most beautiful babber lips of Spain, the lovely Wifundera.
They kneel. Don Quixote, staring about.
Where is the princess, Sancho?
Ah, devil on ye! What game, what foolery's this? Pray let's go, will ye?
Oh, princess and universal lady of Toboso, why does not your magnanimous heart relent, seeing the pillar and prop of chivalry prostrate before your sublimated presence? But, sir, are you dumb, or are your senses ravished from you at the beams of those fair eyes, those luscious bubbies and amber locks, adorned with pearl and diamonds?
Pearl and diamonds?
Rubs his eyes.
Odds heart! What do ye lie rubbing your eyes so for? Why don't you see all this?
Upon my knighthood, no.
The devil were in you if you should. How the clownish jades stare at one another!
I see no princess. The objects that present themselves to me are faces most uncomely.
Rises up.
Dost thou see this rare sight, Sancho?
Do I? I think I do. I see the princess shining with gold there, like a sunbeam, and the most bright and altified Wafindera blazing like a star of the first magnitude.
Well enough, Brewis-belly. It's Lidikins, leave off your fooling, and let's be gone, or I'll call out to the vineyard yonder.
There be folks there that will take our parts. You may chance to get a drubbing for your jokes, if you ha'n't a care, bacon-face.
Zooks! Queen Blues may be in the right that, therefore I'll make haste.
If that be the princess that spoke last, some devilish spell this moment is upon me. I am bereaved of all my sight and senses.
How's that, sir?
Aside.
I hope not so. This is what I looked for. The trick vages rarely.
Dost thou smell nothing, Sancho?
A perfumed sigh or two. The princess breathed, sir, nothing else.
Nay, then 'tis plain I'm enchanted again. By my knighthood, it seemed to me of garlic.
Garlic? Oh, villains! How could I eat one of these enchanting rogues? And I warrant the princess and her lady, sir, seem to you like two hog-rubbing dowdies?
Todpoles? Witches? I have not seen two uglier.
Good lack-a-day, that these devilish fellows can do this.
Aside.
Keep in your breath and be hanged.
Keep you off and be hanged. So ho, in the vineyard there.
Pedro, Velasco, Tarzoa, so ho! Odds lid, come near me again, a couple of cogging, scoffing jibers. What a murrain! Can't you let people go along the road? Did we meddle with you? Odds lid, come near me again, and I'll give thee such a gripe on the weason, I'll make thee cackle again.
They run out.
Ugh! There's another whiff. The very quintessence of garlic. O thou extreme of all wickedness, thou abhorred enchanter, whoe'er thou art, think not, because thou canst pervert my smelling faculty, and put these clouds and cataracts in my eyes to eclipse that dazzling beauty from me, that it shall serve thy turn. No, miscreant, the time shall come when by my powerful arm all charms shall be dissolved, and this bright planet, hid by vile enchantment, shine bright and clear forever. Is she gone, Sancho?
Yes, sir, and upon so fast a gallop that 'tis impossible for Rosanti to overtake her. Therefore, pray, sir, consider the proverb that says, to ill accidents apply patience. Let every conscience fit itself to the times. We shall have a smiling minute, when we shall firk these plaguey enchanters before they are aware. In the meantime, be pleased to think of being an emperor as soon as you can, sir, that I may be a governor, and raise my family, for to my thinking I should be governing hugely well. And now I talk of governing, yonder comes a company that I think looks like emperors and governors indeed.
Not a word more. I know 'em. 'Tis the great Duke of that noble seat thou seest there, with his fair Duchess. And I suppose my fame has reached his ears. He comes hither now to find me out.
Enter Duke Ricardo, Duchess, Cardenio, Lucinda, Rodriguez, and servants.
Down, swelling griefs, a while be hushed and silent, whilst from these great ones I receive that ceremony my noble function merits. And do ye hear, Sancho? Be sure you behave yourself with that decorum as suits my squire, and the place you are in.
Well, well, sir, a word to the wise is enough. Manners make the man, quoth William of Wykeham. Now, we are to deal with people that have a sense of governing. I warrant ye let me alone for behaving myself.
Lure off the hawks, the day's too hot for sport. We'll out again in the evening. Most noble knight, Don Quixote de la Mancha, fortune has now obliged me to my wishes. Thou quintessence, thou soul of arms and honour, welcome into my province.
Your Grace's most devoted lives no longer than whilst he is yours in all humble duty.
Illustrious errant, I am proud to thank ye.
To Duchess,
Madam, that you may know how highly fortune honours me, I am obliged to tell ye, this is the knight of the ill-favoured face, the shining sun of Spain, the Mars of arms and chivalry, whom I desire you to invite to my castle, that we may shew how we admire such virtue.
I am his greatness's most humble servant, and hope he'll so far honour us.
I kiss your beauteous hand, most excellent lady, and wholly subject myself to your commands.
Subject himself to her commands? Gadzooks, very pretty that. Well, this plaguey devil, my master, has a notable way with him sometimes.
We are all, valiant sir, your humble servants, and most obliged.
But most of all our sex, as to a champion whose daily endeavour is to right our wrongs with sword and lance, on mountain or in valley, to vindicate the cause of injured ladies.
And this good fellow, if I mistake not, must sure be trusty Sancho, the honest partner of this brave knight's dangers.
Your mightiness has hit it to a hair. I am the very Sancho indeed, a governor-elect too, for all I look so. And as for dangers, why, little said is soon amended. Common fame is seldom to blame, but patience is a plaister for all sores. My master and I have heard wolves howl at midnight before now. We know how an oaken cudgel can bruise. What danger is in cold iron? We are no flinchers, we.
Don Quixote, to Sancho, aside.
You will forget, blunderhead.
To the Duke.
A clownish prater, my lord. I hope your grace will excuse him.
Oh, Sancho is very pleasant, and his proverbs become him extremely. Go, some of you, and bridle this noble knight's horse, that I see feeding yonder, and bring him to the stable. We'll go in the back way, over the garden.
Sancho, to Rodriguez.
And pray, mistress, since I see you have nothing else to do, will you be so kind as to go to yonder hedge, where you will find a dapple grey ass tied, and do so much as put him up with Rocinante, and pray take what care of him you can, because the poor fool is a little skittish, and I can't wait on him myself, by reason, you see, me obliged to follow my master.
How now, ignorant buffalo, do you know who you talk to?
Oh, confound him! Did you ever hear such a sordid son of a whore? Why, thou complicated lump of dullness, does this good gentlewoman look like a groom? Does she seem fit to manage in a stable? Thou incomprehensible rascal!
'Twas only a small mistake, Sir Knight. My woman's very good-natured, and I know Sancho intended no affront.
No, no, 'twas a chivalry, and one might have begged. Besides, Dapple may be nearer related to Sancho than we imagine.
To Cardenio, aside.
I have bit my tongue almost through. I shall never be able to hold out.
Nor I. I dare not look that way for fear of laughing aloud.
How Mrs. Rodriguez swells! I warrant she could poison Sancho now with all her soul, for she knows nothing of the design.
I shall hardly expose my sense to resent anything from such a rustical brute. My breeding and his, I suppose, have been in different stations. Therefore, the best way of expressing myself about it is by contempt. I despise the creature.
Well, well, since you despise him, so let it end then. Come, most heroic, shall I lead the way? My wife attends your motion.
Don Quixote leads out the Duchess.
Her Grace extremely honours me.
Aside to Sancho.
Ah, dunghill vermin, is this your manners with a poxty?
Where the devil's the harm on't? Gadzooks, I thought waiting woman might have gone into lord's stables, as well as footman into lady's bedchamber. But live and learn, and be hanged and forget all. There's a good proverb, however.
Exeunt. Scene 2. Enter Bernardo, Manuel, Pedro, and Page.
Come, are the musicians ready now for the entertainment? The Duke and Duchess are just at the gate.
They are all tuning their instruments in the next room.
Page, prithee run and tell the cook and the confectioner, thy lord will have the banquet after the music is ended.
Exit Page.
And what's all this preparation for, I wonder? What silly gamble is going to be played now?
And why silly gambol? Lord, you are always so peevish, Mr. Cuff Cushion. There's no living with ye. Anything that does not suit your grave, testy humor is silly presently. Pox, methinks you should know your station of being unmannerly a little better. Be civil here, and be rude when you get into your pulpit.
Ah, thou art a pretty fellow to govern a family with a flashy head, and a heart void of conscience, morality, and religion. How darest thou profane the pulpit, reprobate? A whore were a more natural thing for thee to talk of.
Why, that's a pulpit you love to preach in, too, as well as I, for all your canting.
No, you must let him govern everything, and then Sir Gravity will be easy. Let but the head butler be his crony, and my lady's pretty chambermaid sit on his bedside in a morning and mend his stockings, and then you shall hear him rail no more, nor ever have a sermon against drinking or whoring.
Why, thou insect bred from excrement, thou quack with not skill enough to cure a lapdog of the mange, thou venery promoter, art thou shooting thy turpentine pills into me too?
Put him but into a fret, and 'twill be better sport than a bear-baiting. Ha, 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 ha.
Fulsome idiot, poor wretch.
Ha, 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 ha. Poor vestry dauber.
Come, prithee, and let's leave him to chew the cud upon contemplation. Here comes my lord.
Enter Duke, Cardenio, and Page.
Is he unarmed?
They doing it, my lord, and treating him in all points as your grace has ordered.
My lady Duchess will grow fat with laughing. I never saw her take so much pleasure in any jest before.
Duke to Manuel and Pedro.
Go, you, and assist in the ceremony, and be sure to use him according is the custom of knight-errants of old, which I have read in books of chivalry.
Exit Manuel and Pedro.
How now, Bernardo? What is your reverend solidity musing on? Ha!
I am musing, my lord, on those books of chivalry, which I have of late often found you reading. And I profess I wonder that a man of your clear sense and good parts should waste your precious time so unprofitably.
Testy fool! Now, if I would permit him, would this peevish blockhead be impertinent 2 long hours by the clock? Come, come, I'll endure no reproof now. If thou'lt be sociable, and take part of the music and banquet, 'tis well. If not...
The music? No, not I. Heaven estrange my ears from hearing such vanity. As for the other part, it is my duty to give a blessing to it. Therefore I shall attend.
Exit Bernardo.
Ay, to the eating part, I warrant thee. If any of thy tribe are wanting at that, I much wonder.
Music sounds, then enter Don Quixote unarmed, with a rich mantle over him, and led between the Duchess and Lucinda, Sancho following, with Rodriguez and servants. They place Don Quixote in the chief seat, and all sit down.
Long live the flower of knight-errantry, the renowned Don Quixote de la Mancha.
Vivat the succourer of widows and orphans.
The righter of wrongs and retriever of ancient and most noble laws of chivalry.
The tamer of giants and undaunted queller of monsters and furies.
Let the sports begin to entertain him, and let no part be wanting to do him honor.
Song.
If you will love me, be free in expressing it, and henceforth give me no cause to complain. Or, if you hate me, be plain in confessing it, and in few words put me out of my pain. This long delaying, with sighing and praying, breeds only delaying in life and amour. Cooing and wooing, and daily pursuing, is damned silly doing, therefore I'll give o'er. If you'll propose a kind method of ruling me, I may return to my duty again. But if you stick to your old way of fooling me, I must be plain, I am none of your man. Passion for passion, on each kind occasion, with free inclination does kindle love's fire. But tedious prating, coy folly debating, and new doubts creating, still makes it expire.
The ladies answer.
You love, and yet when I ask you to marry me, still have recourse to the tricks of your art. Then, like a fencer, you cunningly parry me, yet the same time make a pass at my heart. Fie, fie, deceiver, no longer endeavour, or think this way ever the fort will be won. No fond caressing must be, nor unlacing, or tender embracing, till the parson has done. Some say that marriage a dog with a bottle is, pleasing their humours to rail at their wives. Others declare it an ape with a rattle is, comfort's destroyer and plague of their lives. Some are affirming a trap 'tis for vermin, and yet with the bait, though not prison, agree. Venturing that chouse you, must let me espouse you, if e'er, my dear mouse, you will nibble at me.
Here follows an entertainment of dancing. Then the banquet is prepared and brought in. The Duke places Don Quixote at the upper end of the table, but he refuses it. Enter Bernardo, and says grace.
I do beseech your grace, I shall die with blushing.
The highest merit must have highest place.
My lord, you confound me with excess of favour.
Nay, nay, it must be so, sir.
They sit, and Sancho waits on Don Quixote.
On my conscience, this is that scarecrow, knight-errant Don Quixote, that I have heard the Duke talk so often of. How the whimsical idiot!
Sits at the lower end.
Indeed, Sir Knight, if I may speak my thoughts, your modesty is a great deal too nice. You needs must know your place where'er you are.
No, I have 2 proverbs at my tongue's end that I'd give half my government to vent. One is, he that has more manners than he ought is more a fool than he thought, and t'other is, there is more ado with one jackanapes than with all the bears.
How now, friend Sancho, what are you muttering? Come, we must have no wit lost.
Ah, blessing on your nobleness's prattling place. You're a princely jewel, I'll say that for ye. And now my master, Don Quixote, has put me in mind on't. I could tell ye a very pretty tale that happened in our town concerning places.
You will prate, Jolthead. I beseech your graces, let this coxcomb be thrust out. We shall hear 1,000 follies else.
By my sincerity, these are both crazed alike, and I shall never have patience to hear half their fooleries.
By no means, my noble sir. Sancho must needs go on with his tale.
Oh, we lose our chief diversion else. For his wit and good humour must needs make it very pleasant.
Therefore begin quickly, honest friend, for my Lady Duchess and I are impatient till we hear it.
Why then, thus it goes. You must know then that there was a gentleman in our town, nearly related to Don Alonso de Marnon, Knight of the Order of St. Jack's, who was drowned in the Herradura, about whom that quarrel was a little while since in our town. Master mine, pray sir, will you not hint? Where little Thomas the madcap, son to Balvacino the smith, had a deep wound in the scrotum, as they called it, about the widow Wagham.
A plague on thee for a crust grinder! Dost thou begin a tale without head or foot, and then ask me a question?
Aside.
Now do I sweat for the rogue.
Well, well, then 'tis no great matter. And so this gentleman that I told you first off invited a poor husbandman to dinner. And so the poor man coming to the gentleman inviter's house, heaven be merciful to him, for he is now dead, and for a farther token, they say, died like a lamb. For I was not by, for at that time I was gone to another town to reaping.
Ay, and prithee come back from reaping quickly, without burying the gentleman, unless thou hast a mind to kill us too with expectation.
Don Quixote, aside.
Oh, hardy hellhound, I'm in a fever for him.
Ne'er fear, sir, I'll be mannerly. And so, as I was saying, both being ready to sit down to table, the poor man contended with the gentleman not to sit uppermost, and the gentleman with him that he should, as meaning to command in his own house, but still the country booby, pretending to be mannerly and courteous, would not, till the gentleman, very angry, thrusting him down, said to him, Sit there, you thresher, for wherever I sit with thee shall still be the upper end. And now ye have my tale forsooth, and I hope pretty well to the purpose.
Ha, ha, ha,
ha. Don Quixote frowns on Sancho.
A very admirable tale, and quaintly delivered. Ha, ha, ha.
Poor Sancho will pay for this anon. The knight looks very angry. I'll try to divert it. My lord, Don Quixote, I beseech thee, if my request be not improper, how fares the gracious Dulcinea del Toboso? And what giants, bugbears, and captives have you sent her lately?
Don Quixote, aside.
How could I mumble that dog if I had him in a corner?
What a plague's the matter? I said something amiss now, I see by his look.
Ah, madam, there you divide my heart in sunder. The beauteous Dulcinea is enchanted.
Is't possible?
He crack-brained idiot. I profess I can bear no longer. Fie, fie, my lord and madam, what do ye mean? I vow your graces are much to blame to indulge the frenzy of this lunatic.
How? What's that, sir? Lunatic?
Now comes the sport.
The priest has smothered his testy humour till he's black in the face.
Who thrust it into your brains, Don Quixote, or Don Coxcomb, that you are a knight-errant with the murrain tea, that you can kill giants, monsters, bugbears, or know of any princesses that's enchanted? Is this not Spain, incorrigible dull pate? What errands are there here? Or what use of them, ha?
Oh, monstrous! Oh, thou old black fox with a firebrand in thy tail! Thou very priest, thou kindler of all mischiefs in all nations! Do ye hear, homily? Did not the reverence that I bear these nobles bind my just rage, I would so thrum your cassock, you church vermin.
I profess I have a great mind to strip. I have much ado to forbear. But hold, I will not shame my coat. I will absent me prudently. Well, madman, passion is an ill augur. Some other time we will dispute this point. Till when, farewell, addlepate.
Adieu, scripture groper.
Exit Bernardo.
A waspish, strange old fool. I hope, sir, you take no offence.
None, my lord, upon my honour. Women and priests may say anything.
He shall beg your pardon. Hey, page, bid the chaplain wait me in the park.
Exit Page.
Come, will you retire, sir, for an hour, and then we'll divert you abroad with hawking.
I am your graces ever.
Exit leading the Duchess.
I am glad of this. That black coat's prating has made him forget me.
Come, my dear, let's follow and laugh.
This but begins the farce which yet we see. Where these fools are, there must diversion be.
End of Act 1. Act 2 of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 2, by Thomas Durfee. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 2, Scene 1. Enter Diego, disguised, pulling in Marcella.
Help! Help! For heaven's sake, help!
You call in vain. Nothing can help you now but fair compliance.
Help! Help! Is no blessed charitable creature near to help a maid in her distress?
Yes, I.
Thou art a devil.
So, my dear, art thou, a very devil, and the hell I've suffered through thy nice female pride and obstinacy is greater than the damned below endure. But I am now grown a profound magician, and I can conjure that proud demon from thee, that late insulted o'er all humankind. You now must love Marcella.
Cursed sound, and now more cursed than ever, coming from the mouth of such a fury.
Ay, this is well now. I am pleased to see that Lucifer keeps his old station in your proud heart. My spell will work the better. Mildness, perhaps, had wrought me to a style of whining love, to court and sue for favour, look like a fool, be modest, cringe and bow, lie like a chambermaid, and at last get nothing. But y'are an ill-favoured monster, and I scorn ye.
No succour yet, no kind relieving passenger.
But now you show your sex in their true quality, you more oblige me. I now can bluntly seize thee without wooing, and like a man claim beauty as my due, pattern the noble savages of old, when women, like the rest of other females, patiently couched under the male predominance. And since you are obstinate and stubborn, instruct the rest of men by my example.
What dost thou propose, O thou most abhorred?
To make a convert of thee. What a strange, coy, wild, impertinent, unnatural thing hast thou been hitherto. Thou worest thy eyes as if thou were a basilisk, destroying others still to please thyself. Thou taught'st thy tongue to murder all thy lovers by proud refusals, thy hands to tear their letters, and thy feet to run away like an ungrateful Daphne, though an Apollo followed.
'Tis my nature, born for myself, all men are my aversion.
Then know that I was born to new create thee. I will not have those beauties lost through pride, which nature first intended for enjoyment. Your eyes shall learn to smile, your lips to kiss, your tongue to praise your lover, arms to embrace him. I'll mould your body into a proper form, make every part about you do its office, and fit ye for the business of the world.
The devil shall have you first.
The devil shall have me after, child, as he and I agreed upon. But beforehand I'll beg his devilship's pardon.
Oh, how I hate this fellow! What a rage I feel within my bosom glow against him! What? Shall I sue to any man for favour? I, that I have through the series of my past years made them the business of my jest and raillery? Shall I submit and beg? I'd rather die first.
I can but think how much the case is altered. How many tedious hours with downcast eyes, pale cheeks, a throbbing heart, and arms across, have I watched the kind look of this Callista, who now I can command. Come, will you be kind and free?
If, as the word has always been a stranger to me when it related to thy sex, I could be kind, canst thou believe, O thou foul criminal, such words as these could win me?
Oons, I have no compliments. All women have been spoiled since man first used 'em. Kiss and consent at first begot the joy, 'twas sighs and whinings bred the pish and fie. I will be fooled no longer.
Marcella strikes him.
Stand off, rude hellhound. I yet have some defence. When Innosus fights, each pin, each little bodkin will prove a lance to wound the cursed assailer. O thou most vile of creatures, that is, thou man, Dost thou believe I will yield tamely to thee? No, I will make each nail an eagle's talon, my teeth shall tear thy flesh, my eyes shall blast thee, and in this noble cause this little arm in my defence be like the club of Hercules, thou worst of all male devils, ravisher.
Oh, I shall cool your courage.
Goes to seize her. Enter Ambrosio. Ambrosio confronts him.
And I yours, sir. I must make bold to interrupt your sport a little. The Duke shall have no satyr in his family. Come, come, sir, deliver me your sword.
My sword? It must be this way, then. I'm upon the forlorn hope, and so have at ye, sir.
Fight, and Ambrosio disarms him. Marcella aside.
Ambrosio? Heavens! Is't he I'm obliged to for this succour? The man of all the world I've least deserved from? I'm so confounded with shame, I cannot look on him.
Now, villain, you shall obey in spite of ye. But more of that presently. First let's see the woman. Ah, Marcella! Oh, blind, blind chance! O ill-contriving fortune! Thou knowest I hate the cursed cleft tribe in general, and couldst thou, mongst the rout of female mischiefs, find me no other to oblige but this worst of all the sex, this damning Eve, with not one only, but legions of serpents round her?
What do I feel? His words shoot through my heart as if 'twere wounded with a sheaf of arrows. I am not angry neither to hear him rail, but changed so that methinks I could hear more.
O thou dear Manes of my brave friend Chrysostom, art thou not angry with thy poor Ambrosio, whose ill-placed stars maliciously compel him to vindicate the honour of thy murderess?
Since the good deed ye've done, cause 'twas for me, so much offends your thoughts, oblige us both and kill me, for I can bear death better than your words. Kill me, and I am then out of your death, and you revenged for Chrysostom.
No. Live, however, and, if a woman can, repent, for 'twere damnation certain now to kill thee. Live, therefore, but let me see those baneful eyes no more. Lock from henceforth those ignis fatui up, that lead men wandering into bogs and ditches. Veil 'em, I say, that I again may never be troubled to defend your caterwauling. A creature that can purr and then can squeak, that scratching can repulse the eager lover, and yet be prompt and willing to engender. Away, there's counsel for ye. Come, sir, now march before me. Something remains for you, too. Go on.
Had I but done the deed, I had not cared.
Exeunt. Manet, Marcella.
Yet thou art brave. O heaven, what shall I do to pay the debt of gratitude I owe thee? What a forlorn and miserable wretch had I been but for thee! Oh, I am lost. What beauty, riches, or the gloss of honour, with all the allurements never could subdue, is conquered by this great, this generous action. My heart is melting, and a new strange passion fills all my bosom. That firm, resolute will that stood unshocked to the deserts of Chrysostom is wholly captive to the brave Ambrosio. In vain is art or obstinacy now. In vain does weakened force resist the stronger. The fort's overpowered, and can hold out no longer.
Exit. Scene 2. Enter Duke, Cardenio, and Manuel.
Is the doctor ready with his disguise for Merlin?
He has been dressed this hour, my lord. The page, too, is perfect in his part of Dulcinea. We only wait my Lady Duchess coming back, who is gone after the hawk the backside of the wood. And then we shall begin the comedy.
Well, the knight and the parson are still in hot argument yonder. The cassock and the helmet are at mortal odds. The church militant scorns to truckle to the camp. He'll not ask him pardon, he says, though all the knights of the Round Table were by to back him.
I took this opportunity of slipping from 'em to take a breath a little and laugh by myself. See, here they come. Away, Manuel, to your fellows, and as soon as ever it begins to be dark, do as I've ordered.
We'll be punctual at the minute, my lord.
Enter Don Quixote and Bernardo.
Well, chaplain, is the business reconciled? Have you done justice to this noble knight?
I profess I think I have. I have told him plainly he is a madman, and have conscientiously proposed to him a certain remedy.
I have not told you yet that a clergyman may be a blockhead, though I may suppose it, only to show the different manners betwixt my function and yours.
Nay, if the sword and the gown can agree no better, we are like to see but an ill reformation.
Once more, I say, ask him pardon, Bernardo.
For what, my lord? I profess I begin to fear he has infected your grace with his own distemper.
Ha, ha, ha! He'll call me fool presently.
For me that have swallowed and digested sciences as common as loins of mutton, to confront learning so vilely, to compare with one that's ignorant of all, downright madman.
Good words, priest, good words. Did religion teach you to be rude, Sir Cassock? Besides, to show I am not so ignorant as you'd make me, know I have learnt the sciences, and made addition to excel your gown by one much better than the rest, knight-errantry.
That a science? Oh, ridiculous, harkee! Prithee, prepare thy brains a little to answer me one question.
Aye, now they buckle to it.
What's a knight-errant good for?
Everything. He that is honoured with that function understands a science that contains in it all the rest, which thus I make appear. First, he must be skilled in the law, to know justice distributive and commutative, to do right to every one. He must be a divine, to know how to give a reason clearly of his Christian profession. He must be a physician, and chiefly an herbalist, to know in a wilderness or desert what herbs have virtue to cure wounds. For your knight-errant must not be looking out every pissing while for a surgeon to heal him. He must be an astronomer, to know in the night what o'clock 'tis by the stars. He must also be a mathematician, and principally a good cook, because it may very often happen he may have occasion to dress his own dinner. Nor should he only be adorned with all divine and moral virtues, but he must descend to mechanics also, for he must know how to shoe a horse, to mend a saddle, to sole a boot, to darn a stocking, to stitch a doublet, and, in short, to do all things that reason can imagine. And all these things, and as many more, is your knight-errant good for.
What say you to this, my good divinity teacher? Methinks the knight has given ye a fair account of his function.
And now I have answered his question, I think 'tis but reasonable to ask him one. I demand of him then, and put it fairly to his conscience, I say I desire to know of him what a chaplain is good for.
By my troth, a shrewd question.
And put home too, as the case now stands.
O sinful caitiff! Is that a question to be asked in these religious times? Come, come, I'll tell thee that presently. Good for? Why, in the first place, let me see. What's a chaplain good for? Oh, now I have it. Why, all the serious part of the world must allow that...
They laugh.
What's a chaplain good for? Well, I profess I was ne'er so puzzled in all my life.
Chaplain offers to speak, and they hinder him.
Ay, 'tis plain now, the cause is lost, the chaplain's confounded. He has not a word to say for himself.
Ha ha ha! Eagerness and rage have so choked him, he has no utterance. Ha ha ha!
What? Am I become a jest? Fie, my lord, where is the decency? Where is the sagacity? Oh, strange, this is very unseemly. And I'll be gone lest choler arise, and I exceed the bounds of discretion. Oh, my lord, this is very unseemly.
Exit.
Now will he be musty this month, and we shan't get a word from him?
Horrid sounds are heard within.
Ah, what dreadful sounds are these?
A noise like a woman's shrieks.
Most wonderful!
Duke to Cardenio.
Oh, yonder are the lights, I see, they are coming.
That last to me seemed like the cry of women. This may be some adventure worth my notice.
Enter Duchess, Lucinda, Rodriguez, and Sancho, as frighted.
Oh, save me, my lord, save me!
How now? For heaven's sake, what's the matter?
Embraces her.
The wood's all in flame. 1,000 spirits are in it, and all coming this way. Oh, what will become of us?
One of them made me shriek so loud with the fright that I'm sure I could not be louder if I were to be ravished.
All hell is broke loose yonder. There are devils afoot, and devils in coaches, and devils of all sorts, shapes and sizes. Oh, where's this plaguey chaplain now? I never had such a mind to pray in my life. Fly, fly, good sir. Oh, gadzooks, they'll be here in a twinkling.
Why, let him come. Stand by me and fear nothing.
Horrid noise again.
This is something more than natural, and I confess amazes me.
Enter Manuel, disguised like a devil blowing a horn.
Save us, ye powers! What a horrid thing is this?
I'll speak to it, for by Don Quixote's side, how terrible forever it be, I cannot fear. Speak, thou frightful vision. What art thou?
I am a devil.
Lucifer.
No, his butler. I fill up molten lead in cups of agate to all the wretches that are damned for drinking.
What dost thou from thy office then? And whither art thou going?
My master now has lent me out to Merlin, prince of the enchanters, who is coming yonder, bringing the Princess Dulcinea del Toboso, with him enchanted, and I am sent before to seek a famous knight they call Don Quixote de la Mancha, to tell him how the princess may be freed.
If thou wert a devil of parts and understanding, thou wouldst have known, without my information, that I am Don Quixote.
By my conscience and soul, sir, I think you are, and I beg your pardon with all my heart, but I was so busied in my several cogitations that I forgot the chief, as I hope to be saved.
Sancho, aside.
Gazooks, I am not half so much afraid now as I was. This devil seems to be a very honest fellow, and I'll warrant him a good Christian, because he swears by his soul and conscience. But yet he makes me laugh to talk of Dulcinea's enchantment. Mum for that, I'm sure I know the trick of that, better than any devil of them all.
Prepare thyself, therefore, O most renowned, for here they come. Clear thy eyes from dust, and pick thy ears, that thou mayest take the secrets with attention. Nor be thou daunted, for Merlin holds thee well. I can say no more, the rest himself will tell.
Exit, blowing his horn.
I see impertinence is a vice amongst those in the other world as well as this. Foolish spirit might have spared his bidding me not to be daunted if he had known how to manage a speech wisely.
The butler was in the right, sir. Here comes more of the devil's officers.
Let him send all his family, my lord. I know how to answer them, I'll warrant ye.
Music sounds, and then a dance of spirits is performed. Which ended, the scene opens and discovers Pedro dressed like Merlin, and Page like Dulcinea, sitting in a chariot.
I come, O valiant knight, to let thee see, though all the rest of sage enchanters hate thee, that Merlin is thy friend. Here is thy mistress, enchanted to a foul, rude, country dowdy, by the malice of thy cruel foe, Leogander. And if thou seest her now as beauteous as formerly, 'tis through my present grace, and to move pity in those that are concerned to disenchant her. For she must turn to her vile shape again, till the cursed spell be ended, which, to perform, observe my words with care, and listen to what the destinies ordain.
Most reverently, and in all humble duty, I thank the gracious Merlin for his clemency.
What a plague! Have I been in a dream, then, all this while? When I thought I'd fooled others, I am a fool myself. And is she really enchanted, after all?
Now is Sancho at his wit's end to know whether he may believe his eyes and ears or no.
But his master there is wholly transported. The lady Dulcinea's fair eyes have enchanted him more than she is, by the magician Lygander.
Softly, sweet love, they'll hear ye.
Why, a man shan't be sure that he has his own nose on at this rate. I would have laid my earldom that I am to have to a cucumber, that I had enchanted her myself. And now Mr. Merlin there makes it out it was done before. Gadzooks, I believe we are all enchanted, and swarms of devils like gnats and flies are buzzing in every corner.
Peace, babbler. Eternal millclack, let your clapper lie still a while, that the great Merlin may unfold himself.
We have had the prologue to it already. He has stroked his beard 3 times. Now one good found hem, and we have it.
Pedro speaking with a grave and loud voice.
If Dulcinea from an ugly creature would be transformed to this her former feature, the powers, who now her beauty do retain, to free her from the curse, do thus ordain, that Sancho shall 3,000 lashes give himself, and them upon buttocks bare receive. This done, from her enchantment shall relieve her, but not performed, she shall be charmed forever.
Sancho starts and looks dismayed.
1,000 blessings fall on Merlin's tongue, that like an oracle has now delivered these happy sounds. Oh, Sancho, brother Sancho, or how shall I style thee to express myself more tenderly? My son, my friend, how I am overjoyed to know that thou art to be the glorious means of Dulcinea's freedom. For now I reckon it as good as finished.
Oh, not too fast, good sir. There's a great deal to be said upon this matter yet. An old ape has an old eye. I know well enough Mr. Merlin has owed me an ill will ever since the cage business, and now thinks to revenge himself upon my buttocks for't. But 'tis all one, forewarned, forearmed. Better a fair pair of heels than die at the gallows. Though I hain't an ounce of brains, I may have a dram. I could tell that 4 and 5 make 9, though I am no conjurer.
Oh, prithee, Sheath, Sheath up thy proverbs now, if thou lovest me, and prepare thyself to disenchant the princess, dear Sancho.
Ay, now, 'tis dear Sancho. Now you have occasion for my buttocks. 'Tis dear Sancho. But just now I was a babbler, a milclack, at every foot a hound, a vermin, and I know not what. Therefore, I'll make much of one. Good men are scarce. The hound shall have more wit than to last himself. I'll tell ye but that.
How's this? Darest thou provoke my rage by a denial?
Consider what you owe to the merits of your master, Sancho. That sure must soften your hard heart.
And to the princess too, his soul, his better part, from whose benign and wonderful influence all honours must arise.
'Tis but 3,000 lashes, and, alas, what are those?
Sancho mimics her.
Alas, those are nothing. I warrant nothing. But if your ladyship's tender hide were to disenchant somebody at this rate, I believe you would be glad to bite some of those. Oons, does your grace believe my buttocks are made of buckskin?
Really, 'tis great pity the world should be so deprived of such an excellent beauty. And I am very certain that generous Sancho will quickly relent and willingly sacrifice his backside to end the enchantment.
Why, there's another now. I warrant that squeaking devil could flog a man to death by her goodwill.
Mimicking her.
Why, what a plague has my generous backside to do with enchantments? Or must I be obliged to demolish the beauty of my backside to recover the beauty of her face? 'Tis my master's business, I think, and since he is to enjoy the one, let him take t'other along too. For my part, I'll have nothing to do with it.
Page, as for Dulcinea.
Is it then possible, thou soul of lead, thou marble-breasted, rocky-hearted squire, that thou shouldest boggle at such easy penance to do thy lord and me so great a favour? Hadst thou been doomed to eat 100 toads, 3,000 lizards, or a peck of vipers, to shear thy eyelids, flee thy head and face, or broil thyself 3 hours upon a gridiron, this had been something for thee to refuse. But since the thing imposed is but a flogging, a punishment each paltry schoolboy laughs at, and which each rampant antiquated sinner chooses for pleasure, this to deny, especially when the performance would retrieve my beauty, supple my skin, and make this olive-coloured face as fair as now it seems, is a barbarity unpardonable, and the world will hate thee for it.
And let thy sweetness know that he shall do it, though he could herd with a young brood of giants, fierce as the old that combated with Jove. Hark ye, rascal, garlic-eater, I will tie thee naked to a tree, and instead of the 3,000 lashes give thee 6, and each of those 6 inches deep, if I but hear thee breathe another word like a refusal.
Takes hold of Sancho, who trembles.
Hold, noble knight, thou errest. That must not be, for the great powers have ordered the penance done must not be forced, but willingly.
Why, then, every one as you were, and face about to the right again. God a mercy for that i'faith Master Merlin.
Getting from Don Quixote.
Look'ee, sir, there's no more to be said. You hear what the grand powers have ordered. Come, 'tis ill shaving against the hair. The wearer best knows where the shoe rings him. Besides, you know the old saying, scratch my back, and I'll claw your elbow. There's nothing to be done but by fair means. Think of that, sir.
Why then 1,000 times begging thy pardon, Sancho, do I entreat thy favour in this business.
Entreat my favour?
Consider, friend, our future rise depends on the performance. For wanting her influence, I can be no emperor, nor thou no governor, which if once done, I promise thee within a month at farthest.
Why, aye, sir, this is something now. But yet, 3,000 lashes?
Nay, as to that, if Sancho be so generous to disenchant the lady, he shall not stay so long to have a government, for I have now an island at his service.
Oh, fortunate Sancho! Oh, most happy squire! I shall be proud to wait on him.
And I.
And all of us.
Ay, marry, sir, now you have found well, indeed. There's no squeaking in this bagpipe. Why, 'tis a wonderful thing to think now, how benefits have power to alter resolutions, and how merrily an ass will trip it uphill that's laden with gold and jewels. Methinks I am strangely altered on the sudden, and I am not so averse to this lashing as before.
Well, are things yet according to thy wish? Art thou now satisfied that by my means thou shalt become a governor? Does thy heart yet relent?
It does, sir, and you may see it in my eyes.
Weeping.
You may find by me, too, that he that is obstinate wears his coat soonest threadbare, and folly may hinder a man of many a good turn. I beseech ye, sir, to pardon my proverbs, and thank the Duke there for his noble favour, which I do now resolve to deserve by my speedy disenchanting the Lady Dulcinea, who yet ere morning shall find her business much bettered, if my buttocks can be but in humour.
There spoke my brother, my right hand, my genius.
The island's name is Barataria, and here I do declare before ye all, Don Sancho is the governor.
Long live the governor of the island Barataria!
'Tis well, and more to celebrate this hour, I by my art will show how I approve it.
Pedro waves his wand. Then here is performed this song sung by a milkmaid, and followed by a dance of milkmaids. Song.
Ye nymphs and sylvan gods, that love green fields and woods, when spring newly born herself does adorn with flowers and blooming buds, come sing in praise whilst flocks do graze in yonder pleasant vale. Of those that choose their sleeps to lose, and in cold dews with clouded shoes do carry the milking pail. The goddess of the morn with blushes they adorn, and take the fresh air whilst linnets prepare a consort on each green thorn, the ouzel and thrush on every bush, and the charming nightingale. In merry vein their throats do strain to entertain the jolly train that carry the milking pail. When cold bleak winds do roar, and flowers can spring no more, fields that were seen so pleasant and green by winter all candied over. Oh, how the town lass looks with her white face and her lips of deadly pale. But it is not so with those that go through frost and snow with cheeks that glow and carry the milking pail. The mists of courtly mould, adorned with pearl and gold, with washes and paint, her skin does so tint, she's withered before she's old, whilst she of commode puts on a cartload, and with cushions plumps her tail. What joys are found in russet gown, young, plump and round, and sweet and sound, that carry the milking pail. The girls of Venus's game, that venture health and fame, in practicing feats, with colds and with heats, make lovers grow blind and lame. If men were so wise to value the prize of the wares most fit for sale, what store of bows would daub their clothes to save a nose by following those that carry the milk pail?
Merlin is pleased at Sancho's condescension, which he has proved by this strange entertainment.
And Dulcinea smiled most radiantly,
and at her going made a low bow to Sancho.
Come, governor, now let us home to supper, where we'll confer about some public matters relating to your charge.
Take heed you are not cruel. Our islanders will ne'er endure a tyrant.
Oh, let me alone for that, madam. I'll be as mild as a milch cow. I have nothing rough about me but my beard. Thus goes the world, sirs. Many must fall low, whilst others rise up high. Many get governments, the Lord knows how, and so, gazooks, have I.
End of Act 2. Act 3 of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 2, by Thomas Durfee. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 3, Scene 1. Marcella walks over the stage pensively. Afterwards, enter Cardenio and Ambrosio.
So Cynthia rose amidst the myrtle grove,
speaking as Marcella passes by.
Like the Queen Mother of the stars above. Oh, dear Ambrosio, good morrow to thee. What you come from seeing execution done upon Diego?
I have seen him soundly whipped and turned out of his employment this morning.
Insolent villain! Was there no one to attack but the chief beauty of our groves, the glory of the plains, and the darling of the shepherds, the admired Marcella? Leandro, her father, it seems, was there too, who, I hear, has made a particular suit to the Duke about his daughter.
Your intelligence is good, sir.
My intelligence is good. Why, now, friend, art thou grown resty? Is that all? To say my intelligence is good? Nay, then you shall find my intelligence is better. For I have heard a bird sing that the old man, weighing your late brave action done for her, and knowing you to be the Duke's kinsman, has made an offer of his daughter for a wife for you.
So, sir?
So, sir, I gad, and I think very well too, sir. What a pox ails thee? Why, thou art as musty as if thou hadst been offered a witch without a portion. Dost thou banter me with a fit of dissimulation? Ha! Come, sir. Welcome your happy planet with smiles. Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle are good companions when a man has an estate, but horribly dull and phlegmatic fellows when the assets are wanting.
Very well, sir.
Thou art the Duke's relation, and I know he loves thee, and will do very well for thee. But still a fortune of thy own making is more honourable, and I know Leandro dotes on his fine daughter, and will give her a world of wealth. Nor is his family to be despised, for all he fancies a rural life among the shepherds, he being, as I am informed, lineally descended from the noble Citre d'Ath.
And what of all this, sir?
What of all this? Why, then thou art a happy fellow, I think, to have the prospect of enjoying so sweet a creature with so plentiful a fortune. Yet what most surprises me is to hear that her sudden love to thee has quite altered her nature, and she that from her infancy was noted for the most reserved and coy of all her sex, now talks of love, blushes, sings amorous sonnets, and lives quite contrary to her former custom.
So let her live. Prithee, why dost thou trouble me with the recital of a woman's follies? Their wiles, their mischiefs, and their protean changes I know too well already. I am as well skilled in the philosophy of that damning sex as e'er was Aretine, and I hate them as he did, with such a rancour that I have an odium even for her that bore me, for being female in her generation. If thou wouldst please me, say the plagues amongst them. But he that bids me for a wife prepare is forming the worst hell and fixing of me there.
Exeunt.
What the devil ails him? The young fellow's bewitched, I think. I thought he came hither on purpose to follow her, for I'm sure I saw her go down that walk just now. But since 'tis otherwise, I'm certain she must meet him, and then a kind word and a sweet look or two I warrant will soon convert him from his heresy.
Enter Page.
My Lord Duke has been looking for ye, sir, this hour. He is now in the hall with the Duchess, ready to see the second exploit which we're going to banter Don Quixote with, which is the adventure of the Countess Trifaldi. If you intend to laugh, sir, come away, for we are just going to begin.
I'll follow thee. The jest must needs be excellent.
Exeunt. Re-enter Ambrosio, and Marcella following.
Was ever a man so teased with what he hated? The more I shun the plague, the more I am infected. How darest thou follow me?
What dares not courage do? I am in your debt, sir, and like a generous bankrupt am so honest I cannot rest nor harbour any quiet till I have made repayment.
By torturing me? Is that the way, tormentor?
Heavens! Can you talk of tortures? I being here that undergo the greatest that are possible? Is there a greater torture for a woman than to suppress her humour, veil her pride, which she sometimes calls modesty, and be forced, blushing beneath 1,000 shames, to curse her stars like me, and own she loves?
Why, thou antipodes to amity, dost thou pretend to love?
Oh, that thy tongue were a sharp-pointed dagger to wound my heart, that it might bleed and answer, as it does now my soul when it compels me to answer, yes, I do.
What, me? Is't me thou lovest? Speak, sweet damnation.
I will not speak, thou devil. Gods, what am I doing? Oh, give me back 1 minute of my past strength, that I may have the pleasure but of railing a little at him, and 'twill be heaven to me. Where does thy witchcraft lie, thou sorcerer? In thy eyes, thy tongue, or in what other part? Tell me, that I may tear the fatal charm, and give my poor tormented soul some ease.
Hey, fits, eruptions. This is woman, right now. There's now a legion of cub devils within her that tumble up and down and make her mad.
Forgive me, sir, these strange effects of passion, these stubborn weeds which I will now endeavour to root out and demolish.
That was a flattering fiend now, soft and moving, to make us think she is a foe to pride.
I have seemed proud, sir, but 'twas all hypocrisy, which patience and warm pursuing had discovered, as now your charms have done, and made me flexible.
Ha, 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 ha. Now, dearest Chrysostom, look down and smile to see the victim offered to revenge thee.
Song.
Damon, let a friend advise ye, follow Chloris, though she flies ye. Though her tongue your suit is fighting, her kind eyes you'll find inviting. Women's rage, like shallow water, does but show their hurtless nature. When the stream seems rough and frowning, there is still least fear of drowning. Let me tell the adventurous stranger, in our calumness lies our danger. Like a river's silent running, stillness shows our depth and cunning. She that rails ye into trembling only shows her fine dissembling, but the fawner to abuse ye thinks ye fools, and so will use ye.
A well-tuned devil this, Oh, she has great variety.
There are 1,000 frailties in our sex, which every day and hour succeed each other, uncertain natures with uncertain passions, swayed by the ebb and flowings of our blood by seasons, as the tide is by the moon. Like rowers, we look one way, move another. Soothe without tongue to make mankind obey, but scarcely ever think the things we say.
Go on, for now thou art on a theme that pleases me. Rail at thy sex, and I will hear with patience, nay, help thee onwards thus. Even from your infancy you show the serpent in your perverse natures. Cry for each bauble, then pout and be sullen. The stubborn curse grows as 'twere seeded in ye, and springs uncultured from the first original.
We very often show a bud, 'tis true, of mischiefs that bloom out in riper years.
Why, that's honestly owned, and shows thou hast some conscience. Prithee, proceed. Come to the girl of 10.
Her chief delight is, ere she can be won, to be thought a woman. She always stands on tiptoes, and her hand is never from her breasts to make them grow.
Right again, right, dear sin-breeder, very right. Proceed.
Boys of her own age she hates mortally, but still extremely pleased when men accost her. To call her Miss is an affront unpardonable, but tell her she is grown tall and fit to marry, you win her heart. Then you shall see her snicker, and make 1,000 silly apish faces, to let you see how well she understands ye.
Young crocodiles. But go on, thou incomparable orator. Thou Cicero in petticoats, prithee go on. Come to their womanhood, their pride of 18, and so to 21. What are they then, thou Sibyl?
Marcella, aside.
He rallies me. This base invective pleases him.
Angrily to him.
Then, why then they are a second race of angels, the greatest blessings heaven ever gave mankind.
Ah, nay, if thou flaggest to thy old course, I hate thee. Come, I'll refresh thy genius with a scrap of poetry I lately met with in an honest satire, that suits exactly with the present theme. At 14 years young females are contriving tricks to tempt ye. At 16 years come on and woo, and take of kisses plenty. At 18 years, full grown and ripe, they're ready to content ye. At 19 fly and mischievous, but the devil at 21. There's a poetical touch now to inspire thee. Come, prithee go on now.
Oh, heaven! He makes me his mere jest, and I ungratefully have been exposing my sex to entertain his vanity.
Nay, either rail quickly, or I'll be gone. I have no other business with thee.
Yes, thou insulting monster, I will rail, but it shall be at thee, thou seed of rocks, unnatural brute, thou shame of all that call themselves of human race.
Thou woman.
Have I been from my infancy adored, my person been the idol of thy sex, and drawn more worshippers than often heaven itself, to pay devotion to my beauty's altar? And is it possible that thy humanity can so degenerate to think me
woman?
Reject a joy too precious for thy hopes, and barbarously use me like
a woman. Woman that I could wish with all her kind were doomed to stand in one great field of flax, and I had power to set it on a blaze. Remember Chrysostom. There's the cause that twixt thy sex and me breeds endless jar, and for whose sake I shall till death abhor.
Exit.
Do. But yet ere thy death I beg the powers divine thou mayest find one woman, to give thee as little rest as thou hast left me now, for I shall never, never rest again. Racks, poison, flames, halters, and cutting swords, I long, methinks, I long to use ye all. This comes of being coy and of dissembling. All stubborn maids let my example guide, henceforth ne'er sacrifice your love to pride. Take whilst you can the kind deserving he, lest in refusing you repent like me.
Scene 2. Enter Duke, Don Quixote, Duchess, Lucinda, Cardenio, and Rodriguez.
Your Grace has here a very pleasant prospect. The landship filled with sweet variety, and then the sea at distance near the Champagne, which makes the view more delightful.
A seat for sport, sir, during the summer season. I hope your valor rested well tonight. Sir, how fares the noble governor of Barataria too? Have you seen him this morning?
Not yet, my lord, which in some little measure causes me wonder.
Oh, you must consider, sir, the task he has undertaken. The zeal, perhaps, to disenchant your lady speedily might make him lash himself so much last night as may require him to rest more in the morning. But see, here he comes.
Your Grace has found the reason. It must be so.
Mrs. Rodriguez tells me he has been writing a letter to his wife this morning to inform her of his change of fortune and to invite her to his government.
He write it, I beg your pardon, good madam. I told you the steward's clerk writ it for him. For his part, poor peasant, he can neither write nor read. He'll make a rare governor.
Oh, never the worse for that, Mrs. Rodriguez. The essential part of a governor is judgment.
And, Rodriguez, I'd advise you to take care how you vilify him. Sancho is very satirical, and there's an old grudge depending between ye. About Dapple, you may remember. Here he comes. We shall now have an account of his letter, and the rest.
Enter Sancho.
How does my friend, my intimate? For since the Duke has honoured thee, and the fates have ordained thee to do me such signal courtesy, 'tis fit I take thee into the list of friends. Well, and how go matters, huh? Troth, thou lookest lean upon it. I'm afraid thou hast overjerked thyself. No, don't do so neither. Dear Sancho, come, prithee, tell me how many hundred, huh?
100, sir? Hold a blow there a little. Soft and fair goes far, and let him that owns the cow take her by the tail. 'Tis easy to be prodigal at another man's cost. Oons, do you think a governor has but one business in his head at a time? Charity, master of mine, begins at home, you know, and ever while you live, christen your own child first. I have been cudgelling my brains all night about writing a letter to my wife Teresa and my daughter Mary. Pray heaven she don't die of a fit when she hears she must come away and be a countess. So that betwixt one and t'other, as concerning the lashes, to be plain with ye, I could give myself but 5 of the 3,000 yet.
But 5? Oh, unreasonable hangdog! My Lord Duke, did your Grace ever hear such a pitiful sneaking account?
Faith, friend Sancho, 5 was too few of all conscience.
'Tis a palpable affront to the princess. 500 had been too few.
Do you hear? Pray, friend, will you meddle with your own matters? Go to, there's many will shuffle the cards that won't play, and I beseech your Grace, consider me rightly. I'll make my master full amends another time, for though they were but 5, yet they were laid on with my hand, and with a thumping goodwill, I promise ye.
Blows with a hand, friend governor, are rather claps than lashes, and yours, I see there, is so soft that I fear the sage Merlin will hardly accept of such effeminate discipline.
Why then, if your Grace pleases to provide me with a good holly bush against night, I will so feed my buttocks before morning that you shall say I have earned my government, I warrant ye, and I propose this the more willingly, because I intend to enter upon it tomorrow, as my Lord Duke has promised.
That indeed, madam, may do something to the purpose.
D'ye hear, Rodriguez? Let there be such a bush got ready.
What means your grace? I beseech ye consider my place and what I officiate in. And since lashing the buffoon is necessary, let some of the fellows of the stable exercise him with a horsewhip.
Marry Gep, goody sockmender, what, you are too good, are ye? Well, from the conscience of an old board, and the pride of a fusty waiting woman, good Lord, deliver me. If I had desired ye to lead my dapple after me to my government, how you would have cocked up your nose, I warrant.
What creatures of that coarse kind? What asses are ever used to go to governments, thou unpolished animal?
Why, thou pomatum pot, didst never hear of an ass that went to a government in thy life? Ah, pox on thee, where hast thou been bred?
Oh, 100, 100. The Gran Sancho speaks but reason.
Drum beats within, and trumpet sounds.
What noise is this?
The sound is dismal, and it seems to me as if some strange adventure were at hand.
It must be so. See, here they come upon us.
Some embassy to the great Don Quixote, without doubt.
A plague on their embassy, whoe'er they are. I don't like their coming at this time. If this adventure now should put any stop to my government, I should make bold to wish their long-nosed ambassador hanged there.
Enter two, with drum and fife, sounding hoarsely, and marching solemnly o'er the stage. Then enter Pedro, disguised like a Chinese, with great whiskers and a large, long, crooked nose on his face, leading in Manuel, dressed antically in a long robe, with 3 skirts held up by 3 pages, and veiled, attended by 4 waiting women, veiled and dressed antically. Then 4 antics in several shapes, bearing a table, on which stands the figure of a large golden head. They go round the stage, and then the table and head being placed in the middle, they dance. Then Pedro advances to the Duke, and speaks.
Most noble prince, you must be pleased to know that in the flourishing kingdom of Candaya I am known by the name of Pieris the Hardy, otherwise called the Knight of the Roman Nose, only brother to the Countess Trifaldi, otherwise called the Afflicted Matron, the lady you see yonder, who in her prosperity was chief lady or waiting woman to the Queen Dona Maguncia, dowager to King Arcapielo, and from his territories thus far is come to kiss your mighty hands, and your fair duchesses, and to entreat a favour.
Thrice worthy knight, yourself and the good countess are most welcome.
And tell her, sir, if any griefs oppress her, we shall be very glad to bring her comfort.
Your beauty is most generous. But ere I proceed to that, I must desire to know whether the valorous and invincible knight Don Quixote de la Mancha be in your castle, in whose search principally, to say the truth, she comes.
Tell her then likewise, noble Pierre, that here is the valiant knight Don Quixote, from whose generous condition she may safely promise herself all courtesy and assistance.
Then blessed be our happy stars. I will inform her instantly.
Oh, admirable function of knight-errantry! Beyond all other happy!
Oh, virtue excellent, to whom ladies come from the remotest regions of the earth to sue for succour.
Secure in his strong arm, in never-failing valor.
Now I could wish my lord, that prating-gowned man, that dull black-pudding priest, that lately railed at chivalry, were by, to see whether such knights are necessary.
Oh, a home-bred bookworm, you must not think of him. Nay, madam, this must not be. We are your servants all.
Your merit claims respect, madame, from every one. Therefore, pray sit by us, and please to unfold your griefs.
The Countess Trifaldi comes and kneels to the Duke. He takes her up, and he and the Duchess seat her in a chair.
Illustrious beauty, as soon as my full heart and faltering tongue will give me leave, I shall. But in the first place, I must desire to know whether the most purifiediferous Don Quixote of the Manchisma and his squiriferous Pancha be in this company, or no?
Why, look ye, forsooth, without any more flourishes, the governor Pancha is here, and Don Quixotissimo too. Therefore, most afflictedissimus matronissima, speak what you willimus, for we are all ready to be your servitorissimus.
Upon my honour, strated lady, let me but know the tenor of your wrongs, they shall not want redressed. And now you hear Don Quixote speaking himself.
Art thou the man? Blessed be that Madrid phiz, those toothless jaws, and that way-beaten body. Here at thy feet I prostrate my unworthiness, to beg assistance from thy magnanimity.
Oh, madam, what do you mean? By my honour, this must not be.
Raises her up.
And thou more loyal squire than ever followed, in past or present times, the ragged fortunes of so august and so renowned a master, thou second part of errantry, longer in goodness than my brother's nose there. Thus do I shake thy fist, and thus conjure thee to bear thy part in my affair with willingness.
Why, truly, mistress, as to what you say of my honesty in following my master, ragged or not ragged, wet or dry, I think you're pretty right. But when you say my goodness is longer than that gentleman's nose, there I must beg your pardon. Good zooks, 'tis a mere compliment. Faith, it comes short of that, I assure you.
Be pleased to know, then, valorous and untamed sir, that in the Queen Donna Magnuncia's court, I being governess to the young Princess Antonomasia, and hindering her from marrying the giant Malabruno, a great enchanter, he to vent his rage more sensibly upon us, did it on our most tender part, our faces, thatching our chins, as you may behold them, with these unseemly beards and loathsome bristles.
They unveil themselves, and show their faces all bearded.
'Tis wonderful.
Beyond all thought amazing.
The enchanter showed his malice to the height.
To make a witch of a woman before she comes to be 50 is very hard.
Sancho feels one of the beards.
The hair is plaguey fast set on. The enchanter, as you call him, has bearded them with a vengeance. Why, this would undo the poor devils in a little time. If they're inclined to be cleanly, they'll spend all their portions in 1 year only in paying for their shaving.
How my blood boils against this damned enchanter! For I perceive now this disgrace of theirs is done in spite of me. He knows I hate a woman with a beard, and now has plagued me with them in a cluster.
But see how harmless innocence gets friends. We were no sooner bearded, as you see, but to our wonder in the place appears this golden head, charmed with prophetic speech by the great Merlin, who bid us instantly travel into Spain to find Don Quixote, and with him his sword and buckler, Sancho Pancha. In whole renowned presence he would discover the remedy to ease us of our shames. This is our dismal story, and thus far are we come, famed knight in quest of you. And lest you doubt the truth of my relation, question the head, and you will then know more.
Not that I question, most afflicted lady, the truth of your strange story, but to be satisfied in the method I must use in your relief, I will presume to interrogate the head.
Now for the oracle. Thus far 'tis rarely carried.
They act it to a miracle. Sancho is so confounded yonder he cannot speak.
Oh, they'll give him vent presently.
Pray heaven the head be in a good humour, and has not got a cold, that we may hear distinctly Merlin's order.
Good sir, be pleased to begin as soon as you can, for else the head, to my thinking by his gaping, will attack you with a speech first.
Ahem. Thou admirable head, what is my name?
Don Quixote de la Mancha, otherwise called the Knight of the Ill-Favoured Face.
Oh, Lord! And who am I, pray, Mr. Head?
The trusty Sancho Pancha, and now the famous governor of Barataria.
The devil in't! I see there's no keeping preferment secret, and everyone's head, enchanted or not enchanted, will be meddling with other people's matters. And when am I to be settled in this government, good Mr. Golden Pate?
Not till the adventure of the beards is ended.
Why, then pray let it be ended quickly, for my clothes are making, and my wife is coming, and I must govern tomorrow, whether these good women have beards or no beards.
Be brief, incomparable head, and let me know the way to disenchant the Countess.
This night, between the hours of 12 and 1, Merlin will send thee an enchanted horse, on which thou and thy valiant squire must ride through the region of the air unto Candia, to combat the cursed giant Malambruno, who by thy hand shall fall, and from that instant the hairs shall peel from these disconsolate faces, and every chin be smooth as infant beauty.
Thanks to the gracious Merlin, and let the horse but come. I'll in a trice be with this horrid giant. Sancho, prepare, for I will lose my beard among those infidels, ere suffer these to grow a moment longer.
D'ye hear? D'ye hear? Sir, pray let discretion rule the roost with ye a little. I am a governor now, and can speak sentences by the dozen. What a plague have we to do with giants of Candia? How do you think the Princess Dulcinea's business will go on if I'm galling my buttocks in a journey towards Candia? And as for these gentlewomen, they'll do well to get in some country or other where there's but little sunshine. They may do business well enough in the dark, for the proverb says, when the candles are out, all cats are grey.
O barbarous! Art thou to be a civil judge, and canst thou want compassion? Whither, inhumane, shall we fly for succour? Who'll take a waiting woman with a beard on?
Well, well, that's all one. I shan't ride for all that.
Truly, Sir Governor, the Countess is in the right. A lady with a beard will look but oddly in a queen's bedchamber.
Oh, the grand Sancho is a greater friend to our sex than to suffer such ignominy through his default.
I have taught him more humanity, I am sure.
Aye, you may talk, but this shan't get me on horseback. For though I am a friend good enough for the sex, yet I am for letting everyone shave herself as she can. Now, I am piping hot, just ready to enter upon my government, and here is the devil of a head would hinder it, to send me of a fool's errand as far as Candia. Gazooks, let waiting women go hairy to their graves. I'll not jolt so far to take away anyone's beard, not I. If my master has such a mind to it, let him do it alone. I have other business enough, he knows.
My friend, The island is rooted fast in the earth. 'Twill stay for ye till ye come again. Besides, I find there is a necessity for your going. What sayest thou, famed head? Can Don Quixote end the charm alone?
No, 'tis impossible. Sancho must go, or these be bearded ever.
Oons, ye damn chattering devil, ye lie, and I'll see if I can conjure you into a better opinion. Now I'm provoked. I'll see what kind of witchcraft lurks within ye here.
Snatches off the golden head from the table, and discovers the page bare-faced, who is hid within it.
How now? What a plague have we here?
A pox on him. The choleric fool has discovered us.
'Tis so. He has spoiled the rest of the scene. Come, let us take the page away and carry off, all with a laugh. Ha 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 ha! A trick! A trick! Ha!
A trick! A trick! Ha ha ha!
A trick!
A trick! A trick!
They all get off.
'Tis plain now. This is a mere piece of roguery.
Invented, I warrant, by some enemy to knight-errantry.
Enacted by some of the mobile of the village.
That heard of his high-soaring fame, no doubt, and therefore thought to blast it with this jest.
Poor insects. I despise them.
Ha 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 ha! But what says Mr. Head here all this while to the business? Shall my master and I go on a voyage to Candia, good Mr. Head? Ha ha ha! Humph! What do ye say? Nothing to it? To shave a parcel of rotten waiting women? Admirable, Mr. Head. I think I've routed your enchantment, if I... What thinks your worship of the business? As the natural said to the bishop, who is the fool now?
Peace, bustle. All drolls are below me to take notice of.
Aye, Don Quixote's in the right, and so is likewise the Gran Sancho, to honour whom, for this last witty discovery, I'll instantly send for his robe, and prepare his officers to wait on him to his government. To do such feats, ages to come shall brag on.
Nay, when I'm there, I'll govern like a dragon.
Exeunt. End of Act 3. Act 4 of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 2, by Thomas Durfee. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 4, Scene 1. The Town. Enter Teresa and Mary Pancha, in poor clothes.
Come, come, mother, pray be pacified, and cheer up a little better. And since my good father is got to be a governor, and has sent for us hither to this curious place to be countesses and fine folk, Slitikins, let's go to't merrily, and not look sneaking as if we were going to be hanged for sheep-stealing.
Ah, Mary, if I am melancholy, 'tis upon thy account, for thou prove but an awkward countess, I'm afraid, now the blessing is fallen upon us. Hast left off blowing thy nose between thy fingers, Mary, and wiping it upon thy smock-sleeves, child?
Yes, that I have, pray, and dipping my knuckles in the platter, too.
And playing at seesaw straddle across a board with the ploughman, and above all, thy dearly beloved delight, moulding of cockle bread.
Ah, I have left 'em all off, isackins. Me father shall see when he comes that his daughter Mary shan't disgrace her gentility. He shall find me so changed in my discourse, and my way so altered, that, odd Slitikins, he shall hardly know me again.
Teresa takes a letter out of her bosom.
Ah, blessing on the good man's heart, here's his letter, and little did I think that my Sancho could have made his words good that he said to me when he left me to go a-squiring. Good lack a day, I have been so overjoyed ever since I had it, and have read it so often, and kissed it, and thumbed it so much, that I have almost worn the letter out. It has had 2 or 3 mischances too, for the same day I had it, putting it into my bosom as I was washing, and being taken up with thinking, I dropped it into the tub amongst the foul suds. But I warrant ye I snatched it out with haste enough. But then again, to see the ill accidents that come by being over fond of a thing, at night carrying it to bed with me, and reading it with joy by an inch of candle, which I held in my hand, I fell asleep. The light went out, I know not how, and in the morning I found the candle in my hand, squeezed as flat as the letter, and, God forgive me, the letter in the chamber pot.
Good now, let's see it a little, for I am hugely pleased with the dress that the Dutch have found out for us here.
Takes the letter.
The Dutch have found out? Why did ever anyone see such a simple hoyden? 'Tis not the Dutch that have found it out for us, fool. 'Tis a huge great lady that's wife of one duck. A huge great lord that the letter says has done it, ye silly jade.
Duck, duck. Good Lord, mother, that you should mistake so. Why, what a dickens! D'ye think I can't read? Here's no duck, nor mallard neither. I tell ye 'tis the Dutch. Look here else. Let's read again.
Mary reads.
Therefore now, Goody B-E-A-N, Goody Beanbelly. Lord bless us, my father, you know us to joke, and often call ye so, mother. Ha 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 ha. Lift up your Golls, and thank heaven that you are now a governor's wife. My lady the Dutch, here 'tis now.
Where is it now, ye blind oatmeal eater?
Teresa reads.
That you are now a governor's wife, my lady the Duchess. The Duchess, ye ignorant jade, that is, as I said before, the duck's wife, has sent my daughter Mary a rich piece of stuff to make her a modish dress. 'Tis she has sent it clotpaid, not the Dutch. Whoever knew them mind any modes or dresses either, ye senseless mawkin?
Well, well, but then here again a little farther is best of all.
She takes the letter.
I intend to marry Moll out of hand. Ha 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 ha. For her B.U.B., her bubbies grow large, and seem to make motion for a husband. Ha ha ha. Well, my father's a parlous man, I'll say it. Oh, my soul and conscience, he knows one's mind as well as if he were in one.
Ay, Lord save him, the man had more in him than ever we thought, Mary.
She takes the letter.
And then let's see, here I come in the next line.
She reads.
Come to me as best thou canst, and against thy coming I will provide thee a coach, for I go to my government to-morrow with intent to make money, as all other governors do. Dapples well, and commends him heartily to thee.
Mary takes the letter.
Ah, bless the soul of him! Would the pretty creature were here, that I might buss him a little.
Teresa takes the letter.
Ah, Jiminy, I could eat the letter up, methinks. Well, dear Sancho, or dear governor, here I am come to thee at last. Good Lord, Mary, I can but think upon his former words, which, odds diggers, I could never have believed then, though now I find them true. Teresa, said he, thou wert born to be a countess. The what-d'ye-call-ems, planets, I think he called them, have allotted thee honours, said he. Thou hast an eye like a countess, says he, a cocking nose like a countess, says he, a shape like a countess, a jetting bum like a countess, and everything like a countess, said he, and good like a day, to see how the dear man's words fall out.
Oddslitikins, I am so merry I could leap out of my skin, methinks. But come, mother, now let's settle our faces, and inquire for the governor Sancho's house, pray.
It must be hereabout, I'm sure, by the directions of the letter. Oh, here comes a gentleman, I'll inquire of him. Now, Mary, look to yourself, be sure.
Enter Manuel.
Well, they may talk of Proteus and his changes, but in so small a time, if ever he wore so many shapes as I have done, I much wonder. The blunt fool Sancho by chance made shift to frustrate our last design. But I'll try if he has brains enough to find me out in this disguise. I am now, by my Lord Duke's order, to be secretary and civility master, to fool him and his wife in their new government. He, I hear, is upon his way hither, and she too ought to be here to meet him, with the dawdy her daughter. I wonder their tawny ladyships stay so long.
Sir gentleman, if I may presume to be so bold.
Prithee, hold thy tongue.
Putting her by.
I'll speak to him myself. Ahem. If your business, sir,
makes awkward curtsies.
Be not much in haste. Be pleased to know, sir, that I am the governor Sancho's wife, sir, and therefore desire you would do yourself the honour, sir, to conduct me to his house, sir.
It must be they. Their comical figures shew that they can be no other.
And look, friend, I am his daughter Moll, you must know, otherwise called Mary the Buxom. And now you know us, pray will you tell my father that we are come? D'ye hear?
In happy time, good ladies, for I have been here ready this 2 hours to attend your motion.
Mary, aside.
The Slitikins, d'ye hear, mother? He calls us ladies already.
You will be prating still, you will show yourself a hoyden. Why, look, friend, to deal plainly, we had made our noble entrance sooner, but the waggon broke, and we were forced for 3 hours to tarry the mending.
The waggon? Why did your excellencies then condescend to make your approaches to your government? By the contemptible convenience of a waggon?
Why, truly, yes, friend, for want of a better, our excellencies for once made a hard shift.
There was ne'er a cart to be had in town, you must know, but one that was carrying lime to make mortar to mend the town hall.
A cart, a chariot, sure you must mean, Miss Pretty?
Teresa to Mary, aside.
A cart? Did you ever hear such a jade? Ay, sir, Miss meant a chariot, as you say. Pucks take her, would she were whipped at a cart a little. A thing that runs upon wheels, sir. A fine stately thing that runs, I say, upon wheels.
Manuel, aside.
Ay, it may run upon legs for anything thou knowest of it. Ay, your ladyship is in the right. It does run upon wheels indeed. But come now, I beseech you, give me leave to usher ye to your house. I am myself a small officer under the governor and your ladyship. To him I serve as secretary, and to you as civility master.
Good Mr. Civility, I shall soon know your good qualities.
Oh, ho, ho, oh, Lord, I can't keep from laughing for the life of me.
My duty at present is to conduct you to the chief matron, to be new dressed, as 'tis a governor's wife. It must be done instantly, therefore pray follow me, that you may be ready to receive your lord, who intends to be here at dinner.
Well, pray, lead the way, friend. I'll warrant I keep touch with ye.
Lord bless us, what's to be done now? I am in such a quandary, I know not what I say nor do, for my part.
Exeunt with Manuel. Scene 2. Enter Duke and Sancho, dressed fantastically, as a governor. Between him and the Duchess, Lucinda, Cardenio, Rodriguez, and servants following, and Don Quixote.
Have the chief citizens and leading men of the island notice of their new governor's arrival?
They have, my lord, and this is the place where they design to meet him.
'Tis well. Is there aught else, my most illustrious Don, in which myself or the Duchess there can honour ye?
'Tis death. Is that a look like a governor? Hold up thy head for shame. His joy, my lord, has pressed so much upon his spirits, his tongue at present is not at liberty.
The favours these illustrious persons bestow hourly would make a dumb man speak to return thanks.
And yet he stands as if he did not mind them.
Anything in my power the noble governor is sure he may command, unless it be to give him leave to ravish my woman Rodriguez.
Me. I had rather see his governorship hanged than he should come but as near as to whisper me. Marry choke him, what the first day of his wearing socks.
Oons, is he dumb indeed?
Jogs Sancho.
Hark ye, good mistress conserve maker, hold yourself contented. All rats, look ye, care not for mouldy cheese. If your virginity is to be hanged upon the tree till I shake it off, the crows may come and picket it for Sancho.
Oh, this is well now. A few wise sayings from a governor look decently.
Some of which should profit your pert lady then, methinks, is that she is so quick at putting her spoon into another man's porridge. Look, friend, too much tongue, too much tail. I say no more, but the hen discovers her nest by cackling.
Oh, unfortunate person! Now I've roused a sleeping lion that will tear me to pieces.
No, no, madame. The wise governor will consider the frailty of our sex.
As to your grace, I must needs say I am beholden, and if my government stretched my mind but an inch or two, I will show myself thankful as well as I can. But for your fleerers, and especially Goody Warming Pan there, the governor turns his rump upon them, as things below his place and sagacity.
Well, and I turn my rump upon thee too. Odds life you were but a stirrup holder thee t'other day, were ya?
Come, good words, Rodriguez. There's distinction between Sancho and you now.
Aye, the worst world in the meantime. I thought I might have deserved an honour from your grace, considering all things, as well as that sheep-shearer.
Weeps.
Ha! Faith, my lord, Mrs. Rodriguez is in the right. And but that the governor here has got the start of us, and that his people are coming to wait upon him, I would put one shoulder to heave him out of his authority for the hard joke he gave my wife.
Aye, but in the meantime, don't sell a bear's skin before you have caught him. All are not thieves that dogs bark at. You may turn the buckle behind ye now, friend.
Enter Pedro and Baratarians. Pedro bowing to the Duke and Sancho.
Health to the Duke, and next the governor, to whom I, as his physician in ordinary, and the mouth of these grave citizens, thus render homage, and am proud to inform him we come to wait upon him to his government.
Your hat, Sancho, your hat. 'Tis death. Don't you see they are all bareheaded? Come, come, look grave and speak after me. We'll imitate the Polish election, and give it them in Latin. Sit bonus populus.
Sit bonus populans.
Bonus ero gubernator.
Bonus ero gubernator.
So then, since all things move in their right order, here now let us part, in homos nocios, governor.
The governor is your grace's footstool, my lord.
I hope your excellency will let us hear sometimes of your transactions.
Madam, there shall not be a pound of butter weighed, nor yet a pudding be enriched with plums, wherein your graces shall not have a finger.
Duke aside.
Oh, I shall choke else. Ha ha ha.
Well, since it must be so, adieu, most noble governor.
They make their congé, and exeunt all but Don Quixote, Pedro, and Baratarians.
I yet must be a minute with my friend. I'll follow your grace instantly. You, sirs, I must desire to absent a little too. I have some private business with the governor.
Pedro and the rest go out. Sancho weeps.
How now, my kind companion in my travels? What means this tenderness?
Nature works, sir. I never look upon that scurvy phiz of yours, nor think upon the many drubs and bruises you are to suffer, but my bowels are after ye, just like a mother for a firstborn. Oh!
Brother Sancho, in troth this is too kind. Come think of governing, man, and let that cheer thee, in which station to give thee some few instructions I have picked out this minute, therefore mind me.
Don Quixote embraces Sancho.
I will, sir, and beseech ye speak slowly, that I may keep pace with ye, because you know my understanding was always rather for the trot than the gallop.
I'll fit it to a hair. To begin, then, if thou wouldst make thyself a proper governor for these times, thou ought principally to adorn thyself with these three virtues or qualifications, which are morality, conscience, and decency. And first of the first, to have, or to be thought to have, morality, is extremely useful for a governor. For if it were for nothing but to be a screen, that people might not pry too much into his religion, for if he is once noted for a moral man, whether he be really so or no, let him be a Jew in his opinion, or of no religion at all, 'tis not threepence matter.
I am glad of that, sir, for my religion, like the rest of my good parts, is somewhat cloudy at present. 'Tis like a field of corn ill-managed. There will want a great deal of weeding before the crop would come to be good for anything.
Another part of morality, Sancho, is self-knowledge, to be sure not to forget thy original, nor blush to own that thou comest of a poor lineage. For when thou art not ashamed thyself, nobody will seek to make thee so. But if thou shouldst, like the frog, fancy thyself an ox, thou art undone, for many hundreds now live that know thou wert at first but a hog-keeper.
That's true, sir. But then 'twas when I was but a boy, for when I grew up to be mannish, I kept turkeys and geese, which is counted the better preferment by much in Spain, you know.
Well, let that pass. In the second place, a governor ought to take care to have an admirable conscience. He must have a conscience so very tender that a fly can't buzz upon it without making him squeak. It ought to sit straight and close to him, like a thimble upon a lady's finger, and not, as 'tis customary, like a jockey's boot that he can stretch which way he pleases. This will best appear in his impartial execution of justice, and to avoid corruption or taking of bribes, which is so tempting, and withal so crying a sin, that there is not one governor in 40 can forbear damning himself about it, do what he can.
Sancho apart.
Why then, Lord, have mercy upon my soul too, for to deal plainly, I'm afraid my fingers, as well as the rest, will itch damnably to be handling the money.
As to the manner of getting the government, that piece of self-denial is generally smothered, for if thou hast the conscience to think thou deservest it, 'tis thine own fairly if thou canst get it in course. I should be somewhat satirical upon thy parts now, but that I love thee, Sancho, and therefore will desist. Besides, to do thee justice, thou art not the first that has got a government he was not beholden to his desert for.
No, nor shan't be the last, sir, for desert is governed by fortune, you know, and in a double manner. For if some were to have their true deserts, they would be princes and governors presently, and if others again were to have theirs, oons, what an army of subjects there would be hanged upon in one summer.
Well, dear Sancho, for that saying thou deservest not only to govern an island, but an empire. Therefore, to proceed briefly, because I see thy people wait, I'll come to the third good quality proper for a governor, which is decency.
I have an inkling that that good quality will be as proper for me as any of the rest, because I suppose it relates to cleanliness, good breeding.
Thou hast nicked it. Therefore be sure to take care to pare thy nails and scour thy teeth clean, and when thou sittest upon the judgment seat, take special heed thou dost not belch nor yawn, for those are beastly neglects, though too commonly used among our modern ministers of justice.
Why, look'ee, sir, as to belching, though I learnt it of a stout Dutch trooper that thought it might become him very well, yet I shall make no great matter to leave it off. But as for yarning, 'tis impossible for me. Zooks, I can as soon leave off my proverbs, and that, you know, were to unhinge all i' faith. Why, look now, you're very putting in mind on't to set me at it already.
Yawns and gapes.
Oh, the devil! What a yell is there for a magistrate! But come, since I see nature is not to be expelled with a fork, observe the rest. Take heed of eating garlic as thou hast used to do, for that will discover thy coarse extraction, and be nauseous to all about thee. For in that manner I once knew a country recorder that used to give poor criminals double deaths, first by his abominable breath, and afterwards by his sentence.
That will be a plaguey hard chapter too, for, to my thinking, a clove of garlic gives one's dinner a curious outgoost.
Shaking his head.
Be sure always to walk slow and stately, and let the fullness and gravity of thy look atone for the vacuum and cavity of thy head. And lastly, above all, be sure to manage that beard of thine wisely. Scrub it, Sancho, comb it, mundify thy whiskers, I say, that when thou waggest it on some great occasion, thou mayest scatter no vermin upon those that occasionally come to thee for justice. And so, good fortune guide thee.
Embracing. Enter Pedro and Baratarians.
Well, sir, I can but thank ye. You have given me a plaguey deal of good counsel, if I have but the grace to follow it. But, come, many ventures make a full freight. I'll do what I can, but especially for that about garlic and belching, let me alone. And so, sir, wishing you to be an emperor in the space of a whistling time, we take our leaves. To feast and give our islanders a play-day, and meet our spouse, who now must be a lady.
Long live the governor of Barataria! Huzzah!
Exeunt Sancho and Baratarians one way, and Don Quixote another, weeping. Scene 3. Enter Teresa and Mary, new dressed, with Manuel.
Lord, is this me? Odds litikins, they have made me so fine, that would I were hanged if I know whether 'tis me or no.
Well, and what's to be done next, good Mr. Civility? What you have shown us already is curiously fine, ifekins.
Leave off that coarse, that clownish word, ifekins. And if you would swear like a lady of the mode, you must say, by my soul, my lord, by my honour, madam, by the universe, cavalier, unless you are at cards among yourselves, and then you may enlarge a little, as thus. Soons, I have had horrid ill luck to-night. I have lost 50 quadruples, damn.
Well, that's very pretty, by the universe, cavalier.
It has such a pure sound with it when one swears a little, and methinks the words, mother, come off so roundly, that would I may never make water more if I had not rather.
Oh, Lord, there the queen had it out broad. Why, ye clownish jade, have I?
Hold, good madam. Let me manage her. You must consider she is not yet weaned from her country dialect. Oh, fie, miss, you have said such a poor thing that I warrant a ne'er one of the town ladies would have said for 1,000 pounds. Oh, you must not offer to say such a poor thing as that, nor do such a poor thing as that for the world. though ye are in never so great an extremity.
No, ecod, that's very hard, though.
Let me come to her, sir. Odds life, this rude Hilding will spoil all our preferment.
Oh, patience, patience, madam. She must come to it by degrees. Young lady, I blame you not for speaking, but for the manner of it. Therefore, from henceforth, when you would express yourself on that occasion, if you are visiting or elsewhere, you must say, Dear cousin, or madam, I have an extreme desire to make a natural evacuation.
A natural evacuation? Oh, Lord, that's pretty, I swear.
Oh, modesty is the most darling jewel amongst all well-bred ladies, who it often occasions them distress enough too. I remember once at a certain noble lord's trial, a certain ruddy plump young lady, dyed a green manteau and petticoat into a perfect blue, through her rigid modesty, and the violent effect of natural evacuation. But come now, practice your gait again a little. Walk, walk, hold up your heads. So, snap your fans. Very good. Wag your hips a little more. Admirable, adroit and easy. Leave but off the country hobble now, and I defy any court lady of 'em all to outdo ye.
They jig about.
Well, I swear, methinks I'm changed quite to another thing already.
Oh, here's the governor. I hear the music.
Loud trumpets within. Enter Sancho, strutting, with Pedro and Baratarians.
Oh, that ever I was born! Is that my father?
Staring and clapping her hands.
Ah, blessing on the precious eyes on thee, my dear yoke-mate, my Sancho! And art thou then a governor indeed, mine own ooselcock?
She runs to embrace him.
Oh, hands off, good madam. Such greeting is not decent in great ladies.
Takes her from Sancho's neck.
Gad, Sliddykins, I could smother him in that fine coat, methinks.
I must speak to him. He looks like one of the great fat men they call judges, that used to ride through our town. Oh, brave father! Oh, brave father! Is't you, father? Is't you? Oh, la! Oh, la!
Jumps and laughs.
Ha, 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 ha! The poor fools are almost crazed through mere joy. 'Tis well, spouse of mine, 'tis well, but not too much of fondness now, good crooked rip. And, daughter of mine, take care of romping. Remember who I am.
Ah, dear Gravel-face, dear Paradise!
Leering at him.
Madam, madam, you forget.
I am my lord the governor Sancho Pancha's most humble servant, upon my honour, and would I may ne'er make water if—
Manuel stops her.
Well said, Mary the buxom, that's my good girl. Hold thee there, Moll.
And I am his lordship's everything, his hot loaf and butter, sweet pudding, his pancake, by the universe!
Pretty well that, madam, indifferent.
'Tis very well, good mousetrap, 'tis well. And you see I have been as good as my word. I told ye what my squireship would come to, Teresa, but you would not believe. You would be obstinate. A woman! A woman!
I was under some little doubt, my lord, by my soul, I must confess.
Very well that last, madam, extremely well.
I would have Lady Groat. I should have had no new lockram smocks of your giving me, father. Not this.
Ah, not a word more of that. 'Tis well he does not hear ye.
Here's Dapple too. Come along with me, Chuck. The poor ass, on my conscience, is as glad of his preferment as thou art. I have brought him in here, but that we should have wanted an elbow chair for him to sit down in.
There's an alcove within, with a state and a velvet cushion, my lord.
'Tis no matter now, though the creature is good company enough. Faith, he's trapped so richly, you'd wonder if you'd saw him. He's all over embroidered, like a high sheriff of a county, upon an entertaining day.
Please, your excellence, to sit and rest a little, for I'm of opinion that this sultry climate bears no affinity with the colour of your complexion, especially when irritated by motion. Excuse me, my lord, 'tis my duty to be careful of your constitution, which I perceive at present to be somewhat languid and sudorous. Be pleased, therefore, to sit and see the sports that are provided to entertain you.
Aye, with all my heart. And do you hear, doctor? Prithee, let me have as few of your cramp words as you can, for they'll work more upon my constitution than any dose of pills you can give me. Come, family of the Panchers, sit down by me, and let's see these sports he talks of, and afterward let's go to dinner, for I feel a kind of governing stomach. Methinks grumbles to be satisfied. I could eat heartily.
Good my lord, think not too much of eating. 'Tis very unwholesome.
How? Eating unwholesome? Prithee, honest gut-scourer, persuade me to that if thou canst. That's a very good jest, faith.
Sancho, Teresa, and Mary sit down. Then music sounds, and an entertainment follows of singing and dancing. Which ended, a table is brought in furnished. Pedro and Manuel wait. Then is a dance of spinsters. A song, sung by a clown and his wife.
Since times are so bad, I must tell thee, sweetheart, I'm thinking to leave off my plough and my cart, and to the fair city a journey will go, to better my fortune as other folk do. Since some have from ditches and coarse leather breeches been raised to be rulers and wallowed in riches, prithee come away from thy wheel, for if gypsies don't lie, I shall be a governor too ere I die.
Ah, Colin, by all thy late doings I find, with sorrow and trouble, the pride of thy mind. Our sheep now at random, disorderly run, and now Sunday's jacket goes every day on. Ah, what dost thou mean?
To make my shoes clean, and foot it to court, to the king and the queen, where showing my parts I preferment shall win.
Fie, 'tis better for us to plough and to spin, for as to the court, when thou happen'st to try, thou'lt find nothing got there, unless thou canst buy. For money the devil and all's to be found, but no good parts, mind it, without the good pound.
Why then I'll take arms, and follow alarms, hunt honour that nowadays plaguily charms.
And so lose a limb by shot or by blow, and curse thyself after, for leaving the plough.
Suppose I turn gamester?
So cheat and be banged.
What think'st of the road then?
The highway to be hanged.
Nice pimping, however, yields profit for life. I'll help some fine lord to another's fine wife.
That's dangerous too, amongst the town crew, for some of 'em will do the same thing by you. And then I, to cuckold ye, may be drawn in. Faith, Colin, 'tis better I sit here and spin.
Will nothing prefer me? What think'st of the law?
Oh, while you live, Colin, keep out of that Paul.
I'll cant and I'll pray.
Ah, there's not got that way. Is no one minds now what those black cattle say? Let all our whole care be our farming affair.
To make our corn grow and our apple trees bear, ambition's a trade no contentment can show.
So all to my distaff,
and I to my plough. Let all our whole care be our farming affair, to make our corn grow and our apple trees bear. Ambition's a trade no contentment can show. So all to my distaff, and I to my plough.
How does your excellence like the entertainment? Do our music and sports please you?
Yes, yes, I like your sports well enough.
Enter a carver.
But here is a sport that I think at present surpasses 'em.
Carver goes to cut the turkey.
Gad, there's a rare turkey, and I've a furious inclination to be familiar with him.
Pedro strikes the dish with a wand, at which the waiters snatch it away.
How? Now?
By no means, sir. 'Tis hot, undigestible, and corroding. The flesh of that sort of fowl is highly pernicious to a constitution that abounds with choler. You must excuse me, sir. I am stipended in this island to take care of its governors, and study day and night to prescribe a diet proper for him.
Teresa takes a comfit, and Manuel snatches it from her.
You must not eat yet, madam. 'Tis ill manners. The carver has not helped your lord.
By the universe, that's true. Well, sir, pray excuse me. I shall remember better another time.
Oh, Lord, how my chops water at one of them fat birds there.
Young lady, keep your elbows off the table. Oh, fie, 'tis highly indecent.
Well then, prithee, honest fellow, a hand hither, one of those partridges. Those, doctor, a harmless meat, I'm sure.
Oh, horrible! This plaguey cook has sent 'em in blood raw. The rascal has peppered the sauce, too, as if they were to feed a Jew. Away with them, quickly! Sdat, this rogue ought to be hanged. He'll poison the governor in 2 days' time.
Dish snatched away.
Poison him? No, gazooks, he's more in danger of starving for aught I see.
Manuel, this while, is teaching the women to behave themselves.
Come, prithee, what must I eat then? Quickly, quickly, man, and don't square my stomach by thy own. Give me a good hearty collop of something that's warm and good, and don't judge me by thyself. Thou look'st as if thou hadst fed upon smoke all thy lifetime.
Oh, that's very well, sir. Jesting is wholesome, and I'm glad to find your excellence so disposed. 'Tis more nourishing for you than any meat I see here. Reach me that dish there, friend.
Is it always the custom, friend, for the governors to have thy hungry preamble before dinner?
Ever, madam. The doctor very often makes a speech upon temperance an hour or two long. 'Tis the custom.
The devil take the customs, then, I say, for I'm damnably sharp-set.
Look ye, your excellence may regale upon these with safety, till better provision be ordered.
Gives him a dish of wafers.
And, madam, these are light too, and of good digestion for governors' ladies. But for anything else here.
Little dishes of whipped cream are brought in.
These? Oons! Why, 100 of them won't fill a man's mouth. Why, ye plaguey Paracelsian, you! Do you think I can dine upon paper?
Or I upon froth?
Spud, give me a glass of wine there. I shall choke with rage else. What a plague is the meaning of this?
'Tis death for him. Therefore I charge ye all forbear upon your lives, till I have corrected it. Let me see the glass.
Takes the glass and prepares it.
Ye damned son of a glister pipe, must not I drink neither?
Not till I have allayed the acid quality of the wine, my lord, and made it agree with your stomach. If you should be sick, alas, 'tis as much as my place, nay, as my life is worth. Therefore it behooves me to be exceeding careful. You are inclining to a hectic, my lord. Hot and dry and too strong liquors will infallibly destroy the humidium radicale. There now, I think I may venture it.
Oh, confounded potion maker! This is mere water, the very liquor of frogs, gazooks. Harkye, what's your name, friend?
Sir, I am styled Dr. Pedro Recio de Agnero. I am a native of Tirtea Furia, which lies between Caragnal and Almondona del Campo, and took my degree in the University of Osuna.
Why then, Dr. Pedro Recio Agnero of Tirtea Furia, and graduated in no sooner. Take that!
Throws the glass at him.
And get you out of my sight, or I'll throw my chair at your head. Why, Commonwealth's hangman, let me eat, or take your government again with a pox to ye. For an office that won't afford a man his victuals is not worth 2 pilchers.
Exit Pedro.
O my lord, passion is very unbecoming a man of your place. Pray have patience. It is the good man's overmuch zeal to serve you.
Here's another too, a mannerly coxcomb that preaches patience to me when I am ready to be starved. Gad, I'll rid my island of such vermin as you quickly. You shall know that a governor must eat in defiance of ye all. Rogues, come, spouse, fall on. I'll have this.
They snatch and eat ravenously.
I this.
And I this.
Aside to Manuel.
But first, friend, I've great occasion for a little natural evacuation.
'Tis art not at dinner time, madam. That were such a plaguey indecency.
Enter messenger.
My lord the governor, your excellence is set for in council, where are to be debated some matters of great moment. You must come away immediately.
How now, Jack Sauce? Must come away? Soft and fair goes far. After dinner is time enough.
By no means, my lord. Stay not a minute, I beseech ye. The council will take it so heinously to neglect him at your first coming, that I fear on such an occasion they'll rise in mutiny. Therefore 'tis extremely proper your excellency should go instantly. Your suppers shall be mended, and atone for this to your satisfaction anon.
Why, this 'tis to be a great man now. When I was poor Sancho, the devil of any mutineers had I occasion to be afraid of. But now cares and dangers crowd on apace. Come, Teresa, we'll take our amends anon. And ye here, let my supper make me satisfaction without Dr. Pedro Rezio's direction. For if I find him again flirting my dishes, or squirting advice, Gadspud, I will begin with a cudgel upon him, and so on, till I leave ne'er a physician in the island.
Exeunt Sancho, Teresa, and Mary.
Ha ha ha! Go thy ways, governor. This will be rare sport to send my lord the duke an account of, which I will do instantly, and tell him how methodically great Sancho learned in naught but carts and ploughing, rules without power, and judges without knowing.
Exit. End of Act 4. Act 5 of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 2, by Thomas Durfee. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 5, Scene 1. The Judgment Hall. Enter Page, Manuel, and Pedro.
I assure ye, gentlemen, my lord and lady were extremely pleased with the last account you sent them of your new governor's actions. We had the story every night at supper, and with so much laughing, that an old philosopher plagued with the spleen and gout could hardly have forbore. I am now dispatched hither upon a new design to further the jest. I have brought the grand Sancho a letter.
Ha ha ha! So dost know the contents on it, prithee?
Oh, each particular, my lord duke read it to us in public. 'Tis a terrible scrawl, and pretends to discover some enemies that have laid a plot to attack the island. 'Twill try the governor's courage, for here's horrible frightful news in't. Here, doctor, you must give it him. I must back to my lord again immediately.
This will, no doubt, have the designed effect, especially surprising him now in this juncture, for we have kept him these 3 days so hungry and so little in heart that he'll be frightened with the least shadow of danger.
This is the best place to give it him, too, for he's just now coming hither to hear causes. But, page, prithee, how thrives the jest at home? How does the incurably maimed Don Quixote behave himself after the loss of his right hand, Sancho, huh?
Why, faith so lamely, and the jest grows so stale now, that my Lord Duke begins to be weary, and therefore to get rid of him wittily, and send him home to his house, he designs a new contrivance for me to act. What is it as yet I know not, but I suppose by that time the squire governor trots from his island here, the knight-errant will be moving the same pace homewards.
It must be very suddenly, then, for the upshot of our government is drawing on apace. The mob will soon be prepared for the jest. And see, here comes the pageant. What's life, and the petitioners too? Now, if anyone can laugh at clumsy justice, they may have a rare occasion. I must not be seen yet.
Nor I.
Exit Pedro and Page. Enter Sancho, constable and watch and crier, with tailor, gardener, cantor, small man, and a woman. Sancho sits down in the chair.
Oh, yes, let all manner of person or persons that come not hither for justice keep silence, and let those that would have their grievances redressed express them boldly, for the governor's prepared to hear them.
He is prepared, as far as hunger will let him, and though I have observed myself to have a much clearer judgment upon a full stomach than an empty one, yet, since they say spare diet and fasting whets a man's understanding, I'll try for once how wise 'twill make me. Come, friend, what's your complaint now?
Why, and please your honour, my name is Snip. I am a woman's tailor, and a man that the parish knows to be a man that is not a man, who, as a man may say, will willingly let a man, though it may chance a man may be deceived with fair looks, yet, as your honour knows, who are a man.
Who am a man that is like to know very little of your business at this rate, friend. Come, your complaint, Mr. Snip, your complaint.
Why, your honour must know, then, that my complaint is against my neighbour Radish there, the gardener, who has feloniously, not having the fear of heaven before his eyes, taken from me, and defrauded me, of a tame cock pheasant, which I brought up by hand, and upon which I set an extraordinary value. Yet this ravenous cannibal laid violent hands upon the poor bird, carried it home to his wife, roasted it, and had I not come just in the nick and hindered them, they had devoured it immediately.
Humph! And what say you to this, Radish, huh?
He can say nothing, my lord, for look ye, to prove what I say is true, I have brought the pheasant here along with me. Poor fool, just as I snatched it out of the dish from them.
Puts the pheasant on the table.
And now, since no proof is plainer than sight, I desire your honour to do me justice, and make him give me satisfaction.
By my faith, and nothing but reason, Mr. Snip. What an enormance is here! What can you say to this, Radish, huh? Is your conscience to come into a neighbour's house and steal away his goods and chattels? For his pheasant in this place is a chattel.
Nay, I had not valued it so much, my lord. But, to say the truth, the creature was my wife's, and the poor woman was always stroking and playing with it.
Sancho touches it and licks his fingers.
Gad, 'tis a delicate, tender young bit. Are you not a rogue for this now, Radish, to purloin and filch in this manner?
Tears off a leg and eats it.
It has an excellent taste, faith. Must paltry diggers and delvers eat like gentry? Oons, with a little good sauce to it, this were a dish for a governor.
But pray, will your honour hear me a little now? One man's tale is good till another's is told. This nitty jerkin here, this thimble, this bodkin, this cuckoldy woman's tailor Snip here.
Why, how now, ye dunghill raker, ye old rusty pruning knife, ye maggot in a pestcod? ye caterpillar? What, ye won't deny it, will ye?
Sancho speaks with his mouth full.
Oons, is not here a plain proof? What, ye won't deny a plain proof, will ye, rascal?
Ay, but pray do but hear me, my lord, for yet you don't know the trick on't. For you must know this Snip and I used commonly to go to one another's houses, and jestingly snatch away several sort of things to eat and drink, I from him, and he from me. 'Twas common among us, and particularly t'other day I had a curious flask of Florence sent me for a present, by a friend that I used to accommodate with fruit, of which, through neighbourly courtesy, I gave Snip and his wife a taste.
Sancho speaks with his mouth full.
Well, what then? Go on, go on. Let him on. Snip, let him go on.
Aside.
Gad, I never eat a better thing in my life.
Now what do these cheating companions do, being resolved to have the rest of my wine, but come t'other day to my house, and whilst his wife, who pretended friendly to cut my hair, put my face in her lap, this sneaking louse-snapper, Snip here, ran away with the flask, for which, knowing no other way to be even with him, I yesterday made my attack upon his wife's pheasant.
Why, ye inoculated rascal, dare you say 'twas Florence, ha?
Yes, that I dare, cucumber, and to prove it to your face that I mean what I say, I have here another flask of it, which was just now sent me by the same person.
Sancho takes the flask.
Nay, look'ee, Snip, take heed of lying. I don't sit here to see justice abused, and if this really be Florence, look to it, Snip.
Drinks.
Besides, if it were, I think I hadn't been behindhand with ye. You have been free to everything in my house time out of mind. It had a damnable sour taste, I'm sure, and whatever you say, I can't think 'twas Florence, not I.
What can't you think, Pipwhiskin? What can't you think? 'Tis Florence. I say 'tis Florence. And Snip, you're a... what a pox! Sure, I can't be mistaken.
Drinks again. Manuel, aside.
The governor has made himself amends for his fasting, as it happens. But what will the judgment be, after all, I wonder?
Aye, Florence, 'tis Florence. I knew I was right. And there are these things fitting for gardeners and tailors, fat pheasants and rich wines, food for such vermin. I am enraged at it. I burst with colour.
How will you please to punish them, my lord?
Punish them? Oons, I know not how I shall punish them. But since they have made a practice to steal from one another, 'tis plain each of them keeps a house to encourage thievery, and 'tis likely, in short time, may practise upon others as well as themselves. Therefore, I condemn them to pay 10 ducats apiece to the poor, and from henceforth to be upon their good behaviour. Not a word more. Away with them.
They shake their heads and are thrust out.
Bring the rest forward there.
Constable brings a man forward.
Well, Mr. Constable, who have you got here?
Why, and it please your honour, a strange hypocritical kind of rascal, that formerly we knew to be a common cheat and thief, but of late he has taken up a trade of canting and devotion, which we all believe only to be a blind, that he may manage his old profession the better. For last night we took him up upon suspicion of stealing a velvet cloak.
To cover his knavery withal? Very well, Mr. Constable. Well, and what say you to this, cloak merchant, huh?
Why, verily, I may not deny to thy superiority, but that in my pristine days of vanity and youth I was a great sinner, before the spirit of grace had entered into me. Nay, with shame I do confess it to thee, O Governor.
Take him away, then, and hang him. There's no more to be said.
Ah, but I will tell thee what I am now. Let me plead, I beseech thee.
Oons? What, after confession, Spud? And it confess and be hanged all the world over? What an impudent fellow art thou! Gadzooks, I not spoil such a curious proverb to save ne'er a chanting rascal in all Spain. Away with him, I say.
Ah, mercy, mercy! Ah, woe is me!
They drag him out.
This is the worst confession, friend. You have been at a great while.
Come, for more. I find my judgment much clearer now than at first. Well, woman, what say you?
Woman, weeping.
Ah, I have many sad things to say upon my honesty, my lord. I am an undone person. I am cracked. I am violated. Or to speak it in plain terms, I am ravished, as one may say.
Alas, poor tender young thing, thou look'st as if thou hadst been hardly put to it indeed. But where is this mighty Gogmagog that has done it? He must be of the race of the giants, sure.
No, my lord, 'tis not so much for his largeness as for his strength and ability. This is the vile man.
Points to a very little fellow.
My lord, this is he that, as I may say, has abused my body like an unwashed rag.
The devil he is! What a plague! Did he attack thee upon stilts?
My lord, your honour shall know that there is not such another impudence as that woman in all Spain. I met her upon the road this morning, and I know not how the devil ordered the matter, but I found a small ambition in me of boarding such a huge tall penance. And so we agreed for half a ducat about the matter, and upon the finishing of the business I pulled out my purse, in which I had about 20 more, and I paid her honestly.
Nay, thou seemst to be an admirable finisher of such a business. Well, go on, friend.
Now you must know, my lord, this plaguy queen, seeing my purse better stuffed than she thought, pressed me to give her more, which, I refusing, as soon as I came to town, she swore a rape against me, which now occasions my appearance before your honour.
O vile creature! O thou slanderous monster! The guilt of whose lying soul equals thy prodigious strength of body. Canst thou think to be believed against my tears and protestation? No, wretch! The noble governor understands justice better.
Alas, good woman, don't afflict thyself so. Look'ee, friend finisher, there must be more in this than ordinary. Have you that purse about ye?
Yes, my lord, here it is.
Give it me, friend, and we'll make an end of this business presently. Come hither, woman. You say this prodigious strong fellow here forced you against your will, and you struggled and defended yourself all you could, ah?
Yes, upon my honesty, my lord.
Very good. Then to let thee see how much I value honest women, whose weaknesses are often unwillingly overcome by such monstrous fellows, there's that purse for thee, and to make thyself amends for wrongs he has done thee, get thee gone with it.
Throws her the purse.
Oh, good my lord, if you take that, I am utterly undone. 'Tis all I am worth.
Ah, blessing on your honour's sweet face. You're a heavenly judge upon my honesty, and I shall pray for ye the longest day I have to live. Ah, God save ye. Ye are an upright magistrate in troth.
Small man howls out.
Oh, Lord, I'm ruined, I'm lost. 'Tis all I've got this 2 years by hard labor. I haven't a penny more left in the world to help myself. Oh, that I ever was born.
Sirrah, you prodigious, you finisher, leave your bawling, and gather up your legs, and run after her as hard as you can, and force away the purse from her, and bring it hither to me.
Oh, I'll do what I can, but I fear 'twill be a hard matter, for the jade's as strong as a horse.
Small man, exit after her.
I begin to perceive that this island of mine is very full of enormities, which will require a plaguey deal of trouble to weed out. A fool always sees more in his own house than a wise man in another's. If they will be rogues, let them look to it.
Noise of shrieking and scuffling within.
How now? See how they agree about the business without there.
Exit constable, and re-enters again with the man and the woman fighting, he tattered and beaten.
How now, woman? What's the matter now?
Why, this impudent fellow, my lord, contrary to your honour's judgment, has followed me, and would have taken the purse away from me again by force.
And has he got it?
No, I warrant ye he get it. I'll tear his eyes out first.
Give it me hither. Let me see if there's none missing.
She gives it.
There, fellow, take your purse again. And do you hear, constable? Bid the beadle give that honesty there 200 lashes.
Ah, mercy upon me! What means your honour?
If you had defended your honesty as well as you did the purse, ye whore, ye need not have feared ravishing. Away with her. And do ye hear, you finisher? If I catch you finishing in such another affair, I shall put an end to you with a halter, and so, with a quibble thrown at your head, get you out of my sight too, sirrah.
Exeunt man and woman with officers. Crier, Manuel, and people.
A salon.
A salon. A salon.
Huzzah.
Come, is there any more of ye? Ho?
Aside.
Gad, my hand is in rarely for business, ever since the chorus of the flask and the pheasant.
Enter Pedro hastily.
William here. Where's my lord the governor?
There he is, doctor. What's the matter?
Arm, sir. You are not safe this minute. Here's news now come that several thousand of buccaneers, pirates, and banditti have entered your island. Here's a letter sent too from the Duke to give you information. You must prepare for your defence immediately. There 'tis. Pray read it, and let us hear the contents of our condition.
Humph! Turty a furia! Art thou here again? Then there can be no good towards me, I'm sure. The spiteful rogue bids me read it too, and he knows I can as well do that as fly. Here, you secretary, let's hear what this matter is. Come, read out. From another's mouth I can judge the better on't.
Manuel reads the letter.
Signor Sancho, I am given to understand that certain enemies of mine and of the island mean suddenly to give it a furious assault. I know likewise that several spies are entered there with a design to kill you, for they stand much in awe of your great abilities. Take care of yourself in charge, and I will be ready to send you what succor I can. Your friend, the Duke.
Oh, unfortunate estate of this unhappy island, that because of its wealth and fertility is perpetually plagued with enemies, who bear a mortal spite to all those that rule. Those damned banditti and buccaneers have taken and fleed 3 or 4 of our governors already.
The devil they have.
The noise comes nearer. There is certainly entered, my lord. Therefore, come away quickly and arm, and be our general to lead us against the enemy.
Odds life, I know no more what belongs to a general than a general does to cow-keeping. You knew my abilities well enough. If you had not liked them, you should have told me so, and have taken your government again. For if I am to be fleet about it, I've made a fine bargain indeed.
'Tis life, they'll come upon us before we have taken up our arms. But it never shall be said that I stood tamely and saw so famous an island lost. I'll go and defend the gates as long as I can against them.
Exit Manuel.
And I'll go and prepare a certain poison and squirt it into their eyes with a syringe through the loophole of some private avenue.
Exit Pedro.
Squirt at 'em, said he. Aye, if that would drive the enemy away, I am as well prepared for it as anybody. But these bandity rogues, I warrant, carry guns with leaden pellets that'll make no more of a governor's noddle than if 'twere made of pasteboard.
Noise of drums, fighting, and shouts.
Hark! They are coming still. This is your ambition has brought you to, Don Sancho. You must be a governor with a murrain to ye plough-jobbing rascal, you.
Enter Teresa and Mary in their old clothes.
Oh, that ever I was born! Oh, undone, undone, lost, ruined!
Oh, father, the saddest day that ever was known. My mother and I have been plundered and stripped yonder. The men with the black whiskers and buff coats yonder have rouselled and frazzled us so that they have left ne'er an inch of us unhandled. Oh, Lord! And one of them snatched so furiously at me to get off my fine petticoat that, adslitikins, I thought once he had got away all.
Here one may see now the true emblem of fallen authority. Here's the Countess and her daughter metamorphosed already.
Countess! Ah, shame on it! I thought what my countessship would come to. If we had not saved our old clothes by chance, we had gone home to spin again as naked as ever we were born.
Manuel, within.
Make this breach good. Keep that gate there. Raise those ladders. Fire the pitch and rosin. And get some kettles of scalding oil ready.
Pedro, within.
Bring out the governor. We know him by his robe. Deliver him up. We'll make a truce. For here are 100 of us have sworn to roast him and eat him for supper.
Oh, gadzooks, for supper.
Sancho trembles.
Do you hear that, you wretched man? Come away quickly, down the back way here. There's a close walk to the garden door may yet secure us.
Come away, father, come away. Oh, Lord, when shall I be married now, I wonder?
Nay, if I like an ermine, I am so known by my skin. E'en take it among ye, faith.
Sancho strips from his robe.
If you would have the muscat's fee too, I should hardly stand out, if I thought you hunted me for that. But there's no disputing the case now. You must fly, governor, and if you save your bones, by the lots of your jacket. Thank fortune that did safe through dangers carry Earl Sancho from his land of Baratari.
Exit Sancho. Enter Manuel and Pedro.
They're gone. The whole nest are flown.
Yes, the robe of authority left. The poor snake has cast his skin through fear.
Come, now let's make haste to the Duke. I know he longs to hear the comical exit of the governor.
Let's give the people a hogshead of good liquor to make merry with, for playing their parts so well, and then take horse and away.
Oh, I warrant ye they shall want no tipple. I have given order already.
Exeunt. Scene 2. Enter Cardenio and Ambrosio.
Not see this famous combat? Prithee, in what old rotten tree or tod of ivy hast thou been lurking? 'Sdeath, thou givest thyself over to moroseness and melancholy of late. The pox, when once a man of letters comes to be moped, he grows a coxcomb, and not fit for a friend's conversation.
Prithee, I gave no heed to thy flying report. I heard, indeed, that a new-come errant, that called himself the Knight of the Screech-Owl, had challenged Don Quixote to combat him about the beauty of their mistresses, but I thought it only a romantic jest, and could not imagine it would have gone further.
If the Duke had not caused one of their lances to be blunted unknown to him, it had gone farther, I assure you. But as the tilt was now, our famous Don here was only vanquished by being overthrown from his horse, and by that was obliged to perform any injunction the Knight of the Screech-Owl should impose upon him.
And who is this new doughty knight, prithee?
Nay, that as yet is a secret. but his commands are that Don Quixote should retire to his house, and bear no arms for the space of 1 whole year. This, according to the conditions of the combat, he is punctually to perform, and the Duke and all are just coming hither to entertain the new knight, and see the business ratified.
Why, this will certainly murder Don Quixote with grief. He'll ne'er be able to have patience.
Enter Rodriguez.
How now, Winter Pippin? What news bring you? What smock stratagem or curtain intrigue are you labouring with now, huh?
Are you a cruel, hard-hearted wretch to use a poor thing as you have done her without there? She's come after you again, I' faith, and as mad as a March hare. A shame on her shallow pate. It should be long enough before I'd have cracked my brain for e'er a one of you.
Enter Marcella, mad.
By all that's good, Marcella. And now I remember me, I heard indeed she was run mad for love. What a barbarous fellow art thou to destroy a whole family at once.
Well then, there's an end of them. Prithee let me go.
Not yet, by heaven. Thou shalt hear her speak.
'Twill be tonight. The god of love has promised me he'll bring him to me in his mother's chariot, drawn by white doves, and with her breath perfumed. There lies my dearest, crowned with fragrant roses, vigorous and young, and charming as a deity. Ha! What do I see? The dear man turned to a dragon. See! See! His mouth and nostrils breathing flames that singe my veins and scorch my heart to cinders.
A song at the Duke's entertainment by St. George and the Genius of England.
Genius of England, from thy pleasant bower of bliss, arise and spread thy sacred wings. Guard from foes the British state, thou on whose smile dost wait the uncertain happy fate of monarchies and kings.
Then follow, brave boys, to the wars. The laurel, you know, is the prize. Who brings home the noblest scars, looks finest in Celia's eyes. Then shake off the slothful ease. Let glory inspire your hearts. Remember, soldier in war and in peace, it is the noblest of all other arts.
Alas, poor cracked-brained creature.
Devil.
'Sdeath! Hast thou no human nature? Does it not trouble thee to see her thus?
To see her thus? Why, now she's in her kingdom. Her darling mischiefs now have gathered head and riot in her brain. Oh, take this from me, friend. When once a woman's mad, she's in perfection.
What? Is he going? Nay, then farewell dissembling, all female arts and tricks be gone. Avaunt, and let the passion of my heart lie open. Turn, turn, thou dearest pleasure of my soul, and I will bathe thee with my eyes' fond tears. Lay thee upon my breast panting with love, and speak the softest words into thy ears that e'er were spoke by a kind yielding maid. Kiss thee with eager joy, and press thee close, close to my heart, till I am lost in transport, and am for that short time a deity.
Odds heart, the Duke's coming too. Prithee, take her away, dear Rodriguez. I'll get thee a husband for it, one time or other.
Marcella sings.
I burn, my brain's consumed to ashes. Each eyeball too, like lightning flashes. Within my breast there glows a solid fire, which in 1,000 ages can't expire. Blow, blow, the wind's great ruler, bring the Po and Ganges hither. 'Tis sultry, sultry weather. Pour 'em all on my soul, it will hiss like a coal, but never be the cooler. 'Twas pride hot as hell that first made me rebel. From love's awful throne, a cursed angel I fell, and mourn now the fate which myself did create. Fool, fool, that considered not when I was well. Adieu, adieu, transporting joys, off, ye vain fantastic toys, that dressed the face and body to allure. Bring me daggers, poison, fire, for scorn is turned into desire. All hell feels not the rage which I, poor I, endure.
Ay, hang ye! Ye'll promise for one another, but you never care to comfort yourselves. Well, not for that, but to get some remedy for the poor creature. I'll do it for once. Come, bird.
Exit Rodriguez.
Bird, right. Thou art the bird of night. Come, I'll go with thee. By thy broad face and toothless gums I know thee, and that hooked nose that shades the stumps remaining. Thou art Grimalkin. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Come along, bird.
Exeunt Marcella and Rodriguez.
Well, thou art not strangely punished for this, I shall wonder.
Pish, prithee no bantering. See the Duke and company.
Enter Duke, Duchess, Lucinda, Don Quixote, unarmed of his sword, and without a helmet. Page, armed like a knight, having a tawny mask on, with large black whiskers, and a buckler, wherein is painted a large owl. Squire, with a lance and slipper.
Vanquished, because my horse fell. O rigorous laws of chivalry! Must my hard-got renown, purchased with danger, be poorly lost through Rocinante's weakness? My courage still stands fast, though he is fallen. I beg the combat once more. I'll fight him in my shirt, with a Dutch knife set sharp as any razor.
Oh, it must not be, friend. The laws of knighthood are, you know, inviolable. Besides, for you, the quintessence of errants, thus rashly to recant your own agreement, will be a flaw in your renown forever. Therefore take heed, not a word more of fighting.
What does he murmur? Does his high-flown vanity think he's disgraced by being overcome by me? Ha, noble Don, is't so?
No, no, valiant sir. The knight is highly satisfied in being vanquished by so brave a warrior.
To Don Quixote.
Look up quickly and seem pleased, for this damned knight of the screech owl, now his hand is in, will worry us all else. 'Tis heart, what a terrible voice he has.
Don Quixote, aside.
The devil worry him in his voice, too. 'Tis a very screech-owl to me, indeed.
Courage is not disgraced, though 'tis unfortunate, and though Don Quixote is battered and o'erthrown, he's valorous as ever.
And when his year of penance is passed over, again may cudgel, and be cudgelled more.
Cardenio, aside.
One may see by his looks that his pate is plaguily harassed about this business.
Ambrosio, aside.
Oh, the whimsical worms are all now at work.
Damned fortune, thou inconstant treacherous strumpet, hast thou then served me thus?
Mum, sir, the knight of the screech owl observes ye.
Sir, I perceive you do not grace my conquest with that clear brow, that aspect of contentment my valour has deserved, but seem to lowry and grumble at your fortune, as if you thought my chains disgraces to ye. Ha! Speak thou, conquered. Art thou so presumptuous?
Oh, by no means, sir. The knight was always a person of few words, and as to the moodiness of his phiz, 'tis natural to him, I dare say, for the knight of the ill-favoured face. 'Tis not in his power to mend his looks.
Besides, here being no occasion for mirth, some gravity is becoming.
Could I but think my easy penance given him extorted frowns, he soon should know my power. Blood of the heroes, did not I in Aragon o'ercome the proud Don Guzman de Alvaro, who being my slave by just right of conquest, I made his neck my footstool to mount my horse by, nay, over the parched plains forced him to carry a sack of barley for his provender? Nor was that all, for when at night we rested, to shew my power and punish his ambition, I made him wash my shirts and mend my stockings.
Don Quixote, aside.
This is the very devil. Oons, I tremble every inch of me.
And if I thought this shrub, this mushroom errant just mutter discontents, or look as if Tobacian Dulcinea excelled my bright Castara di Vandalia, I'd set him instantly to stitch my boots, and grease 'em with the oil of his own labour.
Say something quickly to him to mollify him. Stitching of boots is but a scurvy employment.
Lord, sir, what need you to be so choleric? I said nothing of Dulcinea that I know. Oons, he has so cowed me with his plaguy voice and his confounded whiskers, that I can't get out a hard word for the heart of me.
His heart's quite sunk. The blustering of the screech owl has bullied him clearly.
Come, noble warrior, be pleased to sit down a little, and to shew how much we prize all knights of your brave order. I'll beg ye to let my servants shew their duty in a musical entertainment.
Your grace is generous, and to shew my gratitude, I dedicate thus far of my sharp sword to you and yours for ever. The rest is bright Castaria di Vandalia's.
To Don Quixote.
Come, I'll sit down. You, sir, stand by and wait.
Oh, not so. I beseech ye, sir, for my sake, let him sit with us.
Your grace shall then prefer him. Sit down.
They seat themselves.
Oh, plague on your whiskers! I'm in an ague still.
A dance here of the 7 champions. Then a song by St. Denis.
The foolish English nation that former conquest brag on makes strange a discourse of Saint George and his horse, and the murdering of the dragon. But should the French invade them, and boldly cross the water, how they will emit here, will tremble for fear of the Jacques Grand Roi, mon maître. The boast of your 5th Henry, that once in France did forage, but to answer that fame, do but reek Notre Dame. Guards will cool your courage. Our goal will take your city, though fighting ne'er can get one. We'll on Salisbury's plain bring home millions of men. Then, well, there is Great Britain.
As much, my lord, as can be possible for us that carry arms to like soft pastimes. I'm obliged for this, and that I may, when your occasions offer, be grateful to my power, be pleased to command Alonso de Bourbon of Castile, your grace's champion. You soon may find me out, my lord, by fame. Besides, I'm of a family numerous and ancient. The owls at court are my relations all. City and country throng with the Bourbons, and monks the priesthood, and the daggled law, and numbers of screech owls, in honour of whom this ample form I on my buckler place, and wear it for the glory of my race.
We are his greatnesses, the knight of the screech owl's most humble creatures.
And now, brave sir, I hope all animosities betwixt you and your noble brother here are forgot. Come, I must have the honour to reconcile all matters. He has resolved to obey your command, in retiring home, and bearing no arms for a year, and you, according to the conditions of the combat, in honour can demand no more.
I am not limited, my lord, and I must tell your grace there is another small injunction, which in obedience to the laws of chivalry I must impose, and he must execute. 'Tis this, my lord, that since the peerless Castara di Vandalia has influenced me with conquest, and he adores the conquered Dulcinea, he therefore be obliged to wear that precious relic my squire has there, which is that fair one's slipper, during his truce from arms and year of penance.
Oh, that he shall do most ceremonially.
Duke puts the slipper on Don Quixote.
'Twill look like some new kind of order, and give him good occasion from thenceforth to call himself the Knight of the Order of the Slipper. That once performed, he's free.
Well, I see now that wise man was in the right, that said valor was a virtue between two vicious extremes, cowardice and temerity. I'm in the snare, and I must get out on it as well as I can. Make laws and keep laws, as Sancho used to say when his mouth ran over with proverbs. And therefore, since 'tis my fortune, I will travel home with my new order here as patiently as I can. And so, farewell to ye all. Nay, let no one touch me, nor speak a word more, for my heart's too full to bear any complimenting, and as low as my stomach is brought, I could eat that roaring knight up, methinks, if it were not for his whiskers. But since 'tis as 'tis, let fate bear the blame on't, while I, this long year, study to wipe off my stain, the next in glittering arms shine out again.
Exit Don Quixote.
Ah, farewell, poor knight-errantry. You must know how I have been weary of the mad fool of late, and so contrived this trick to send him home to his house to be cured. And now, Señor Don Alonso de Bourbon, be pleased to veil your whiskers.
Page as I live. The rogue altered his voice so I did not know him.
Nothing could be acted better indeed. Well, sir, my Lord Duke shan't forget your diligence.
One of the servants told me in a whisper just now, my lord, that your grace may now have an account of Sancho's flight from Barataria, for the steward and the doctor are just come from thence.
Oh, come then, let's in. That story will be very grateful at dinner. Cousin, I have a small affair with you too. But this is no time to chide. Besides, I hope you will satisfy me in some passages I heard lately of you, which seem to blast your virtue and reputation. I must have a minute to confer with you about it.
With all my heart, my lord.
I have heard of your humour, sir, and I hope my Lord Duke will punish thee for refusing poor Marcella, thou inveterate woman-hater.
Come, my lord, methinks I long to hear how the Countess Teresa and her daughter Mary the buxom behaved themselves in their change of fortune.
Very comically, no doubt, madam, and must certainly divert when your grace comes to hear their several histories.
Which, to relish our meat and wine the better, I intend shall entertain us presently, amongst the rest of diversions. There are two that are always recreative, which are a fool in person and a fool in character. The fool in person we have just now had a scene of. As to the fool in character, the governor not being now before ye, you must content yourselves with Sancho's story.
Exeunt omnes. The end of the second part. Epilogue by Sancho and Mary the buxom.
Come, prithee, Mary, though our case be bad, let's make the best on't. Humour thy old dad, and speak to the folk.
Ecod, I think you're mad. What would you have me say?
Why, tell 'em that, though the plaguey poet makes us lose our state, and doff our robes, which makes us look so gay, that thou wilt serve 'em in some other way, provided thou be civil to our play.
What other way, zooks, can I serve 'em in, unless they have any lockram smocks to spin? Will these, do you think, prefer a country tool in serge and dowlas? Vather, you're a fool. For aught I see, amongst this long-nosed crew, they'd rather wear out smocks than pay me to make new. These love your flaunters, tricked in huge commode. sprent up with wire and ribbons a cartload. Lord, how each courtier man would scowl at's wife, dizened as I am now here in a coif. Gad's lids, your top flyers of the towns now scarce wear anything that is their own. One has false teeth, another has false hair. One has an eyebrow made, another's bare. Some flabby, lank, unwholesome barren fillies stuff cushions up to counterfeit great bellies, and others, that they may look round as drums, dress t'other place, and wear 'em on their bums. These are the dishes that these folk esteem. A country rasher won't go down with them. Therefore, for my part, I'll no favour crave. I know their humour, and my breath I'll save. Yet, to conclude, I say this of the play, ecod, 'tis good, and if they liked, they may.
End of the Comical History of Don Quixote, Part 2, by Thomas Durfee.